I said ticks have gone down, but the gents, I suppose, the champions of the Invalan conflict, uh, rather anticlimactically, are here, looking to make another big win by victory in the Sunday Rumble.
Yeah, and also, just gonna give a quick plug here. Brick's new book, Notoriously Beautiful, the Brickless Hardcastle story. Read the story about how he grew from just a single-celled organism into, the beautiful beast he is today. So, hitting Amazon store shelves, I'm sure, pretty soon. I think $1.99 ebook. Get on your Kindle.
Published by CE Sports.
Community Esports Publishing. We only publish the best.
We have a publishing wing now. Oh, Refbirds Ghost written my story apparently. Well, I feel that might have a lot more.
There'd be a lot of bodily fluids involved.
Yeah, a lot more homosexual romance perhaps than there actually was. Anyway, moving swiftly on from that topic. The match is about to start on Northern Fjords. I've been pining for the fjords.
Aren't we all always pining for the fjords? What's better than a 45-minute sniping match?
Yes, well, anyway, you keep your opinions to yourself, as we do the loadouts. I guess I'll do them. We have on the Xanadu, we have a front Lumberjack, a front Hades, we have side Artemis and Flare Gun. On the Lud, we have a left side Artemis, and front Artemis. On the side, we have Carousel Hades. Lost the Argonian Maid, we have the Merc front, we have a Artemis Hades side, and a Rocket Carronade side. On the... Oh dear. Action's already beginning here. The Gents Pagoda's getting fired upon. Barely even giving me time to do the loadouts. As it retreats, I can finish doing the loadouts. It has a Carronade Watcher on the right side, its short range side, and a standard Lumberjack Flak Mercury on its long range left side. Now, anyway, the Gents Pagoda just went in there and it's already taking a lot of fire. Decided to retreat, probably wisely. It looks like it's going to be a sniping match to me, as.
Yes.
Right.
Sorry, I just need to resolve something really quick.
Right, gonna have to give you some practice in the tennis-like art of serving and parrying commentary. Anyway. Long-range fire going down here, and not a lot of damage being done. The Gents Pagoda's got 2 guns taken out already, so that's something. So it shows that, my goodness, the Xanadu is a long way away. The Xanadu is almost against the edge of the map. He must be very confident in his gunner. Sprayer here, spraying fire.
Yeah, that's actually right out of the Hades range. You see the bullets actually exploding before they reach the galleon.
Yeah, I believe that Lumberjack is also out of the Lumberjack's range. I don't think... Is he actually hitting with that Lumberjack? I think he
is.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, hitting the Lumberjack shots all the way across the map. Good God almighty.
Losing spots, though, and not able to follow the galleon down as its balloon goes out. A little unfortunate.
Yes. This is...
Interesting loadouts. Both these teams bring a lot of Hades. A lot of confidence in Hades, which is... I'm not sure. Especially at really... Sorry.
Really long range. Well, yeah, I find the Hades, it's very effective if you can hit consistently with it. And most teams, I don't think hit as consistent with it as they'd like to. It's nowhere near as accurate and as consistent.
I also
as the
feel
Merc,
these extreme long ranges, not only the range issue, but I feel the Merc, its effect is just more useful here, because just a single shot will take out one of their sniping weapons, whereas the Hades, like when you're this far away, you know, the fire isn't that relevant. They have a lot of time to put it out, a lot of time to repair it.
Yes. What you want is you want like a series of merc shots to hit all at the same time, taking out the armor and doing a little bit of damage to the permahull so you can slowly chip away at them. And of course, I know a thing or two about doing that, especially against the gentleman. Yes, I think both teams have to realize here they're not gonna. Yeah, I think I saw one lumberjack shot explode in mid-air there. I think he must have switched the ammo type. Or is that the flak? I believe that's the flak shots that are actually falling short.
From
Not
the
sure. It's
pagoda?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think the flak shots are indeed exploding in midair. I think it's the lumberjack shots that are arcing and actually hitting the Lud.
Oh, I'm seeing some flak shots hitting the spire.
Hmm.
I mean, the flak just isn't that effective if you don't have that armor piercing from either the lumberjack
Yeah.
or the
Well,
mercury.
I mean, once you get that armor down, you can take out almost any ship in a shot or two. But without the mercury to supplement, not so good. Both these teams, I've always said before, Rhinos, very conservative, very methodical team. This is the way they're being here. They're hiding behind this ice floe, far away as they possibly can. Well, I'd say that, but they are bringing a spire this week instead of their usual goldfish junker pyramidion style. So they're trying out something a bit new.
And also seeing the gentleman bringing a junker instead of their normal Hades Banshee Pyramidion, which is an interesting choice. I mean, you see the Lud here with the triple Artemis, 2 on the side, 1 on front. It's able to get all 3 in arc. I'm not sure you can get a Hades in arc with the front gun, at least not in the same way.
Right, now one thing I really have to take issue with here is the lusty Argonian Maid has opted only to take 1 merc.
Oh yeah, the merc's on the front, so they're definitely not
Yeah.
going to be doing any sort of triple gunning
They're
here.
not going to be... Yeah. You need, say, about 3 or 4 mercs to really get through the armor at this range, even to slowly chip away at them.
And you actually see that the
4
lusty
mercs.
Argonian Mage is actually given up on using the side guns and is only using the front Mercury, which is definitely not what you want to be doing, using a single gun here.
It's not optimal. I think the lusty Argonian Maid, it was, I believe, to be the paddling killing ship you see with that front merc. That's worked very effectively, disabling galleons while charging and coming in. Not so effective, just 1 merc in a sniping battle, I believe.
Yeah, much like the Hades in most of its usage, it's just good as an approach weapon to kind of disable at a longer range than their, like, Gat Mortar or whatnot. Should have an advantage going into the engagement.
I mean, I think the gents were very much ready for the fight of their lives today.
Yeah.
It was not to be, but I think they're taking the same loadout they were going to take and bring it into the Sunday Rumble. And this is proving to be quite a challenge for them here.
And it's, I mean, normally you would see some hull damage going down here, but nobody's really been able to get solid spots. We see a couple going down on the galleon from time to time, but the Sky Invading Rhinos, you see over here, using this terrain and using these clouds to drop spots whenever they gentlemen get them, so they're never able to really track their shots for more than a few seconds at a time.
Well, yes, I think Rhinos are realizing nothing's really happening here, so they're gradually scooting a bit close. They're leaving themselves a little bit vulnerable, as there's not a lot. Xanadu's going to have to go across a long distance with not a lot of cover if it wants to close the distance a bit.
Yeah, and that's one of the downsides of a Spire, right? It's just such a slow movement speed. Like, the second the gentlemen get the scent in the water, they're going to just gun it down before it gets anywhere in range.
Not only has it got a slow movement speed, it is much more difficult to cover shoot with the Spire, because instead of just going back and forth, you have to actually physically quickly turn around to get your front guns on. Whereas with a Pyramidion or a Junker or a Galleon, you can just kind of go forward and backward, in between and out of cover. So yes, I mean, a Spire can be a devastating sniping ship, but it's not so good at firing from cover.
And I guess that's the other thing, is they're both ships using very long-range oriented loadout. They don't really have any reason to approach. And I guess that goes for the Gentleman as well.
Well, I mean, the ideal situation for either of these teams is if the other one just charged. And the Lusty Argonian Maid, I feel, has a chance of getting away with that. Mate. Well, that's the thing. I mean, the Lusty Argonian Maid could come in and disable some, some guns with its front merc. The problem is the Gents Pagoda were coming in behind it. If it was going forward, it wouldn't be able to return fire. So yeah, neither team really has much of a reason, as you say, to charge in here.
I mean, the one thing that I could think of, you see the Lusty Argonian Maid here has the Carronade Banshee right side, which is a pretty effective disabling loadout, especially against the two ships of the Sky Invading Rhinos, with the Junker and the Spire both with their very large balloon targets for that Carronade.
Now, hang on. Hold the phone here, Urs. It looks like the Gents are moving in a bit forward. Oh, Lusty Argonian Maid sort of acting, kind of body blocking the Gents Pagoda here as it goes forward. And now, yep, they're getting a bit closer, maybe to a range where they can bring those double Artemis sides to bear. Or maybe just straight up brawling. They're going in at high altitude. Not taking too much damage. Oh,
I mean, the
Lusty
Pagoda
Argonian
also
Maid's
has
starting to take
that,
damage.
the close range Galleon side. That will be very powerful if they can get that into range.
Especially if they get that next to the Spire, which it looks like they're about to do. That could be absolutely devastating. And the Lusty
they're going to take out its Pagoda's balloon.
The Galleon. Oh, brilliant. Oh, and the Watcher shots all the wide of the Xanadu. The Gents Pagoda's serious damage. The balloon's down. The hull's down.
Oh, the Junker's bailing.
The hull.
He's just going to lay down some supporting fire here with the Artemises, but he's not going in.
Yeah, it looks to me he's saying, screw this. I'm going home. For the spawn, that is. As the Hades continue to rain down on the Pagoda. And it looks like it may be all over for the Pagoda here. Now, the Lusty Argonian Maid can get out of this if it sort of ducks behind cover and just kerosenes it back to base, so to speak.
Yeah, the red team with these ships really completely unable to pursue any stragglers once you take down their partners. So Lusty Argonian Maid very, very safe here in this situation.
Yes, the both these builds quite defensive, and it's sort of in a way not really surprising that that the Rhinos won that last engagement.
Looks like the Gentlemen want to go right back in.
The Pagoda almost managed to get. Unfortunately, its Watchers were completely off target. It's probably the very high speeds it was going probably didn't help the slim profile of the Spire.
And the balloon getting knocked out right before the shot.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, that was just beautiful focus fire from the Sky Invading Rhinos. As soon as they realized that the Galleon was going to be the bigger threat with its short-range guns, they just immediately switched fire to it and just took it down, took it out of the picture.
So it looks like the Gents still wanting to take kind of a long-range sniper focus here, just a little bit of a closer range. So it seems like they're pretty confident in their sniping ability once they have spots, which is why they've taken this closer position.
Oh, Lud's taking a lot of damage. I think, yeah, Gents are very comfortable in this, but this is about their as good a position as they can get. Close enough for those Artemises to hit, close enough for those Lumberjack, Flak, Mercs to hit consistently and do good damage.
Well, the one problem, as you see, is once Lud's balloon gets knocked out, he drops below the Gentleman's arcs behind this rocky ridge here.
It is true, but they did get a fair old bit of damage on him before he dropped down. Oh no, the Xanadu trying to arc shots over. And that is one thing you can do with the Lumberjack if you are supernaturally good with it, is to arc it over obstacles. The Xanadu taking some damage now, popping Drogue Shoe. Not really necessary as the balloon isn't taken out. Maybe he's just anticipating his balloon going down under that lumberjack flak fire.
Let's see, what's the drawback of Drogue Chute? Is it reduced engine output?
Reduced engine output, yes.
Well, you see him not really...
Oh, hang on, hold
Ooh.
the phone here, Urs. The Xanadu's taken a lot of damage, the balloon's down, now the Drogue Chute is useful. Now you need a Drogue Chute. Xanadu's hull on fire, one gun taken out. The
Lud versus the Argonian Maid, they're kind of in a... The Junkers are up in a 1v1 sniping situation up here, and the Lud's taking the worst of it.
You very rarely see a double 1v1 sniper battle here. And the Spire, not surprisingly, is not winning this 1v1 sniper battle, as the Xanadu tries to kerosene behind this cover. I'm really surprised the Lud isn't helping his ally. He could easily go down, zone out the lusty Argonian Maid behind the arch, and give some support fire on the Gents Pagoda, but he's electing to one-on-one, and he's becoming more and more isolated. The Pagoda now switching fire to the Lud, and the Lud's now in a 2-on-1 situation.
Well, and that's one of the weaknesses of the Galleon, right, is that as two gun-disabling weapons like the Artemis, like the Hades, because all those guns tightly packed together take a lot of damage very quickly, and being heavy weapons
Yes.
take a long time to rebuild. So you'd want the Lud in there with those Artemises focused on the heavy
really
weapons of the Galleon.
I mean, you saw such beautiful focus fire from the Rhinos in that first engagement, electing to one-on-one in the second, and it has not served them well. Both the Lud and the Xanadu have taken heavy permahull damage. One shot of practically anything on that unarmored hull of either ship will take them down.
And we see the lusty Argonian Maid just repositioning a little bit. Get those Artemi back on point.
Artemi. I like that.
Almost, it sounds like a
Hey.
6th gen Pokemon, Artemi.
Artemi! Yeah, I can see that. Oh, the Xanadu's... Oh, the Xanadu's taking heavy damage here. Balloons down, hulls down. Popping Drogue Chute. Is there a follow-up? Oh, the Hades shot going wide. Not quite finishing off the Xanadu. This is what we're talking about. The Hades, not a very consistent weapon. These shots continuing to miss. Xanadu looks like it will live another day. Now the Lud taking fire. Lud's balloon is down.
Man, both these red ships, just so little hull left that if the armor goes down for even just a moment, one shot will take either of them out.
Hmm.
And I mean, they have been making good use of this rocky formation here with the hole in the middle of it, kind of strafing around it, taking a few shots, then running back for a cover, and that's, I mean, kept them alive this long.
Alright, well, yeah, it does look like they're sticking behind cover here. Maybe they got to come up with a new plan. This is... The Rhinos are really on the back foot here.
I mean, what can they really do, right? The blue team's beating them at the sniping game, and the blue team also has superior close-range weaponry, if the red team decides to approach.
What they're going to do, it looks like, is they're going to try and zone out the lusty Argonian Maid while focus firing on the Pagoda. And that's almost the situation they had there. Yeah, the lusty Argonian Maid is not going to be able to do consistent damage with its Hades, so he's going to have to change in a moment. Oh, and he has, I think. He's changed to his Artemis. Oh, no, that's an Artemis Hades side. Of course, how can I forget? Anyway, yes, this is the position that I believe the Rhinos wanted to be in. It's far enough away that the lusty Argonian Maid can't do too much to support. And they're getting some good focus fire on the Gents Pagoda.
Oh, taking down its armor. With a lot of those Hades shots going wide.
Of course, the Gents Pagoda is let itself get into a position where it's got no cover whatsoever. And the Lud and the Xanadu perfectly placed to focus fire down on it, doing heavy damage here. Not doing too much damage to the permahull, but they're repeatedly taking down the armor.
And I mean, you see here the importance of spots in this kind of fight. now they've lost a spot in the pagoda and they can't manage to hit anything really. I mean, you see a couple shots, just kind of getting lucky.
Yeah, you're not. I'm not the Hades. Sometimes I'm not sure whether it, whether they're just missing or they're blind firing. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think in this situation they're
firing
Hades, pretty blind.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the point of view from the. Well, they've got a spot down now on the pagoda.
Who is the flare? I think the Galleon is the only ship with a flare in this game.
Yeah, that
so he just
sense.
manages to flare himself there.
Yeah, he's lit himself up here, and he may be about to get lit up because of it. Gens Pagoda has nowhere to go except up, it seems. Gens Pagoda all dressed up, nowhere to go.
See, I'm gonna make like a swear jar, and every time you use that metaphor, you're gonna have to put $1 in.
It's nothing. It's my catchphrase. It's marketable. The public they respond well to these things. Our focus group decided this. Don't you remember this?
I may have skipped out on those meetings.
Apparently, yeah, okay, you weren't so concerned about the marketing, you were more concerned about the technical side, I see. And our publishing wing, of course.
I was more concerned about getting great photo for the cover, because that's what really sells books.
Yeah, that's true, you know. Okay, well, anyway, Xanadu and the Lud, looks like they're electing to go back behind cover here. Oh, I have a feeling we are in for a long match.
Alright, here's an idea, okay? If we add more clouds to the map so nobody can see anything, it'll make games like this much more quick, right? Isn't that how it works? So,
oh yeah, that's totally how it works.
So they added more clouds to this map, and you see it's made it slower, but I think the problem is they just didn't add enough clouds. They got to go all the way. Just make it one giant cloud. Flare guns mandatory.
The thing is that I think both teams have elected to take sniping builds, so all the clouds really do is make those sniping matches last longer. Now, if there was a short-range chargy team, like, oh, I don't know, the Wolfpack, they would use these clouds to their advantage and charge right through them and use the cloud cover to get close to the sniping team. Unfortunately, like I said, we've got two sniping teams here, so the clouds.
Well, no, the problem
don't really
is.
make any difference.
I mean, you saw what the gentlemen were doing at the beginning of the game. They're staying very far back in the spawn area, and you see not very many clouds spawn around here. So I think if they were playing a more aggressive team, a more close range ships, they wouldn't have moved forward to this position. They would have just stayed back in their spawn and had the clear line of sight, rather than moving up to this location where more clouds are active, I guess.
Okay, well, I think both teams have to realize here that there's at something of an impasse. No substantial damage being done to either team at this point. However, a lot of guns are disabled on the Gens Pagoda. They're consistently disabling those guns.
That is the power of the triple Artemis.
Yeah, just beautiful there. I mean, the Lud positioning themselves so they are actually getting an Artemis trifecta. You talk about great long-range builds. I mean, there's one right there. But again, the Artemis, the range isn't quite as long, I don't think, as the Mercury.
No, but at this range, it's perfectly capable.
And the more importantly, it doesn't do damage. Well, it doesn't do a lot of damage to the armor, which is why we're seeing something of a stalemate here. I feel if the Lud had a couple of mercs instead, we'd see the armor on the Gens Pagoda going down periodically. And the Xanadu seems to be quite tentative. Yeah, and as they should be. They're just a spire.
Is Xanadu maintaining very low altitude? It's going to be difficult to get some of those, although we see him hitting the shots there.
Now, I heard a lot of people say that it's actually easier to fire up on a lumberjack than it is to fire down.
Yeah, because I believe the
Because the way-
upward
yeah,
angle
yeah.
is much, much higher.
Yes. So it might not be a bad idea. Oh, God almighty, but the Xanadu almost got killed there. Its armor was taken down. It just got out of the way in time.
Pagoda having its armor taken down as well, though not taking any permahull damage. So
I feel the gents could afford to get a bit closer here.
well, the other another awkward thing about this match is you have both teams with a lumberjack constantly taking out the balloon, which is messing up the sniper shots of the other ship. So it's
Every time you...
very difficult for people to get consistent fire on anything. With all this verticality going on.
I don't know. Yes, I haven't. There was, I believe it was Gents Sacrilege match, I believe, where Sacrilege were just kind of spent most of the match behind rocks, figuring out how they were going to charge the Gents. But I suppose, I mean, I remember how you said quite a lot, sort of long sniping matches with the Norman Fjords, and I guess I'd just been spoiled by all those Wolfpack matches where Wolfpack just charged. Oh wait, but the Xanadu taking a lot of damage here! Oh, the Xanadu took up the permahull, the Xanadu barely alive! As I was saying, I thought I was a bit spoiled on all those Wolfpack matches, because yes, of course, there are quite a lot of sniping matches on Fjords.
That is the thing about having Wolfpack in the tournament. It's like a it's like a passive buff where it reduces tournament length.
Yes, exactly. And of course, with them winning so much, that helps even more. Winning quickly.
Well, I think it's been.
We missed.
We didn't see them last week, and then the week before,
we haven't seen them this week.
The Thralls took it, correct?
I believe so. Yes. I think the last two have been Thrall victories.
Well, the last one was the Rhinos plus Scrim.
Oh, I thought the Thralls were that. Like the last minute. Oh well.
I'll have to I'll look it up. I'll check. We have access to these
in our archives.
Yes.
Vast archives. Yes. Of course, last week, Scrim and the Rhinos basically facing his own clan.
Yes, I have listed here Supreme Champion of the Sunday Rumble 12, the Scrim invading Rhinos.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
And second place, of course, his own team, minus himself.
He defeated his own team. Well, yeah, because but the last match though was so incredibly close. I must have got it mixed up in my mind. That would be a first if I got something mixed up. Bloody hell. Anyway, fire going down here. Most of the shots going wide on the Lud and the Xanadu. I hope the other match runs parallel. Well, I believe it is. Thankfully, I believe it is running parallel. Do we have any news on the other match, Urs?
I will check with Imagine here.
Okay, well, we check on the status of the other match, the Bully Boys versus the Art of Warfare. We continue to see sniping. Yes, this is not common for a Sunday Rumble. I mean, you know, sometimes we see long-range battles, drawn-out battles. I mean, occasionally they're not really the norm; they're the exception to the norm. But this is a hardcore sniper battle.
So what I said earlier about the Wolfpack, conversely, having the Gentlemen in the tournament has the opposite effect.
Oh,
Oh, the
but the
Pagoda
Pagoda
taking a
taking
lot of damage.
Oh, oh the permahull damage coming in just little fits and starts here. I mean, both teams so methodical about their sniping.
Well, also, I mean, the triple Artemis Junker, right, doesn't do very much damage to the hull when the armor's up. But once the armor goes down, suddenly every one of those Artemis shots counts for the long run.
Every one of those Artemis shots become devastating. Yes.
Also, one thing to note: the Skyinvader and Rhinos, one of those teams that can they kind of feel comfortable in both the long range and short range loadout. Because you see them often bringing the Grand, which is a gap mortar Pyramidion along with the Lud, and being very aggressive on certain maps. Then you see them here with pretty good lumberjack fire alongside that Hades.
Oh, lumberjack shots connecting with the lusty Argonian Maid. The balloon down, but looks like he's going to get underneath the cover. There we go. Oh, the Lud's balloon is down. The Lud's armor's heavily damaged. But can they follow up the Lud? Oh, one more shot! And finally we have a second kill here. It puts us at 1-1. The Lud is down. The Xanadu now is thinking, oh, buggery boo.
Looks like the Gent's taking this opportunity to move in. You see the lusty Argonian Maid advancing here under the ridge, although the Pagoda will take a little bit more time to reposition.
Yes, I agree with this decision. If not for any reason, but it will get this thing done quicker.
Oh yeah, and someone in the chat, at this rate we will be done in 3 hours. Hold on to your hats, kids, because the next map is Canyon Ambush, our favorite.
No, can we change that to Parisian, please? Please?
Well, they got a kill on the Xanadu, so maybe this will be over.
Well, there we go. Alright, well, the Spire goes down.
Yeah, we'll schedule community chat for Tuesday.
Yes. Okay. I vote for whatever value my vote counts for. I vote the next match be changed to Parisian. Parisian or Duel, please. Oh god, Duel might be pretty bad as well. Anyway, oh, but the lusty Argonian Maid is kind of brought out in the open here. It can get fired upon by the Xanadu oh, but wait, the Xanadu's taking a lot of fire now. Oh, the Gents have got all their arcs on the Xanadu. The Xanadu's got nowhere to take cover from. All the Gents need to do, but the Pagoda taking heavy fire. And the Pagoda goes down. They're just switching focus fire all over the shop here. Now the lusty Argonian Maid is very isolated. The Xanadu's taking a lot of damage as well. Xanadu's popping drone shoots.
And now the brand new Lud coming in, potentially body block the Argonian Maid.
Yep, the Lud is coming in, fresh as a daisy.
Interesting. Has the Argonian Maid taking any permahull damage this game? Both kills have been the Pagoda, right?
I believe so, yes. I think you're right. The Argonian Maid getting cover here, but in the process isolating himself even more. Xanadu's hitting its shots on the lusty Argonian Maid as the... Oh, the Argonian Maid might... Oh, Xanadu's taking heavy fire. Oh, but you're not going to win this battle, Argonian Maid.
Hades so good against the Junker, just hits so many components, and the balloon's just a nice big target.
I mean, with your Hades Artemis, you're not going to win against the Lumberjack and the Hades. The Lumberjack will take down your balloon, it will make your day not fun. But I say that, but now the Xanadu's taking a lot of damage. Oh, just dodges that last Hades shot. But then again, I say that, I guess it depends on whether those Artemis shots hit their mark, because of course if the Artemis hits its mark on the Xanadu's Lumberjack, That
I'd
lumberjack
like to
is
see
useless.
the Xanadu move, both the Xanadu and the Lud move forward here and take more cover behind this rock. Even if it gets them, I mean, even if it shuts off the arming time of the lumberjack, just it would completely block the fire of the pagoda.
Well, now the Xanadu and the Lud have done pretty much exactly what you just said, and they're using their position to double team the Lusty Argonian Maid, and I don't think the Lusty Argonian Maid can win a 2-on-1 battle, but it's done heavy damage to Xanadu! The hull's down! Oh, they got it back up just in time. The Lud needs to get on its bloody bike here. Xanadu and Lud not actually doing as much damage as you'd expect them to do in a 2-on-1 situation. And the Xanadu taking heavy fire. And the Rhinos give up a kill 2-on-1.
I don't seem like the Lud just not contributing that much fire there.
No, not at all. I mean, let's see. They're firing with their double. The Lud's firing with the rocket Hades and just not contributing enough damage at all.
Well, just not. I mean, with that loadout, just not able to really take down a ship as good as it is for being a disabling loadout.
Hold the phone here. Looks like the Argonian Maid is kind of losing the 1-on-1. Everything's on fire. Well, a lot of things are on fire on the Lusty Argonian Maid. Oh, wherever the Xanadu has just spawned, it's not a good place because his hull arm is already taken down. The Lud fighting with the Lusty Argonian Maid, but there's so much fire on the Lusty Argonian Maid. They are winning. The battle of attrition has been won by the Lud. Tying things up here.
The gents had long given up that kill. You see the pagoda not budging from its position across the map. They knew that was inevitable. And I guess they were just.
They managed to kill the Spire in a 2-on-1 situation. Though this is what is really kind of boggling my mind. Never underestimate how vulnerable the Spire is, I suppose.
Or the tanking capabilities of a Junker.
Well, yes.
And I've also got a report in from Imagine on the off-stream match. The Art of War versus the Bully Boys is currently 1-1.
I see. Well, yes, while the Gents and the Rhinos have just fought the first game, so very, very hard. 2 games have been completed by the Bullies and the Art of Warfare. Oh, okay. Looks like the Lusty Argonian Maid is heading in closer, and it looks like we may be in a similar situation to that we've been in through much of this match, which is the Gents hiding behind the arch, while the Xanadu and the Lud fire back.
Yeah, both the Xanadu and the Lud's kind of out in the open here. So if blue team gets a spot, that could be an issue. Or they just get like a feel for how the other ship is moving and can kind of track it through the clouds.
Okay, now the Xanadu and the Lud are tremendously split up here. I wonder if the Gents are gonna... Yeah, it looks like they're gonna exploit this to their advantage, I'd say. Xanadu's armor taken down again, chipping away at the Xanadu. These long-range shots finding their mark. Oh, look at this beautiful long-range fire right through the rusty girders of this broken bridge.
And then we see the pagoda's balloon getting ticked out, so he drops out of arc again. Lud now taking some shots on the Argonian Maid. Argonian Maid losing some of his guns. And then Argonian Maid retreating back behind cover, meeting back up with the pagoda. Gonna just peek out a little bit the side of this ridge. See, actually, I guess the Xanadu does have a flare gun as well.
Yes, that's true. However, I don't think using it would be a good idea at this point. The Xanadu is as he's isolated, it might not want to draw a lot of attention to itself. The Gent's continuing to focus fire the Xanadu every opportunity they get. The Xanadu's armor goes down, and the Xanadu's destroyed by that last Hades shot hitting its mark.
Well, that's the thing about flaring in this kind of a match, is that if the enemies are farther away than the clouds, the flare will hit the cloud and then stop. Which in a very cloudy map like this, where you're not very close to the other team, you're just going to end up illuminating yourself rather than the target.
Exactly. Oh, Xanadu immediately going towards cover, does not want to be isolated like that again.
Lud maintaining very high altitude here. Probably be pretty difficult to hit it with the Hades, being that high.
Indeed, it would. Oh, shots careening into the giant icicle. That's what I like to call it, Ice Mountain.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if you licked it, you would have difficulty removing your tongue.
I believe
say that
you would.
much.
Yes. Oh, shots going down the Xanadu. Xanadu kerosining backwards. Hulls down.
Another situation where I think the Xanadu just flared itself, gave away a free spot, and is now paying a price, although not taking any permahull damage.
Yeah, it got out of that one just before things started getting really bad. Lud continuing its Artemis trifecta here.
Now switching focus to Lud as the Xanadu has dropped out of arc.
Oh, I feel like the laxative is... What, the laxative? Why did I say that? The Lud has been in much the same situation here.
They shouldn't have had all that cheese.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's because, one of my friends called Snore Laxatives has just logged out, and my brain was getting mixed up. Anyway, the Lud is pulling back, but I feel like that Lud, like I said, that Lud's been in the same position forever.
I mean, the Artemis does have good turning arcs, so
I've got a feeling it's only going to be a matter of time before that Spire gets killed again, though.
Yeah, and on match point for the Gens, they have to be very careful about that. You see armor going down already on the Spire.
Oh, the Xanadu armor's down. Shots are connecting. Oh, well, look at all that focus fire. All the shots. As soon as the Xanadu pokes its head out, it takes a barrage of fire.
Good targeting from the Gens. You see them. The moment Xanadu falls out of arcs, they switch to the Lud. They're already on that Junker, making sure not to waste any time, not to waste any shots on something they can't hit.
Now, this is an issue here. The Lud's taking cover while the Xanadu is poking its head out. I don't think that's going to gain the Sirs anything at all. They have to come out of cover at the same time, otherwise it's not a fair sniping battle. As you can see, as the Xanadu almost got killed and lost them the game there. If you only give the Gents one target, they will shoot it, and they will probably kill it. As the Xanadu almost found out. This has been an incredibly hard-fought match for both teams. Xanadu taking heavy damage. Xanadu's balloon's on fire. He's going down, but he's just managing to zone out the fire, but he's bouncing off the side of the icicle here. A little bit of his balloon is exposed, but not enough to give the gents a clear target. I have a feeling it's just a matter of time here before the Xanadu pokes its head out and gets it blown off, unfortunately.
And you see there a clip of flare going out, one low actually traveling under the clouds made its way a pretty reasonable distance out, but then the second one is straight up, again illuminating the spire and giving the gents a clear target.
Oh, Blood's balloon's almost down. I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem for him, though, as he once again zones out the gents. I wonder how the Twitch chat is talking at this point. Jesus Christ, I hate these matches, and this is the first one. Well, oh, first sniping match.
Hey, we all have to grow up sometime.
Yes.
The world's not always a pretty place.
Brick, don your toga and give the thumbs down.
I'm not sure what that means.
Feed it to the lions. I don't know. Well, I mean, I definitely there's definitely a lot of sort of subtle technique in this match to be, and the Lud is just saying, screw it, I'm bored, I'm going out, bye. And the Xanadu must be thinking, no, why are you leaving me?
Yeah, Lud, that's okay. You can just go. I'm just gonna hang out here over by the icicle. I'm cool. You have fun.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Yeah. No, I don't need you anyway. Bye.
I mean, maybe the Lud trying to just pull the gent's fire away from the Xanadu.
The Lud and the Xanadu have realised they're not going to win. It just stuck behind that giant ice flow.
Maybe also try getting some spots here.
Yeah.
You see the pagoda now being marked by the Lud.
The Lud is a bit closer. Its triple Artemis, its Artemis trifecta is going to be more effective, and it might just barely allow the Xanadu to get out and do some serious damage. Yeah, there we go. A lot more of the Artemis is connecting here, taking out a lot on the Gents Pagoda. And of course, if the Lud is now close enough, he could probably do a short range charge if he so wanted to. Not that his short range side would prove terribly effective.
I think that's a bad idea, because both the blue ships have a pretty strong short range side, and either one of those could easily take out the Lud by themselves.
It's a possibility that the Gents might say screw it and just charge the Lud.
It's perfectly reasonable on match point, but then again, when you're ahead, just get more ahead, as a certain affable StarCraft commentator would say.
Yes. The Lud trying to go behind the big grey mountain. And it looks like Pagoda going underneath the archway. Oh, kind of, the Pagoda caught out of position. Oh, beautifully timed by the Rhinos. They catch the Pagoda coming through the archway. Devastating fire raining down upon it. The balloon's down, the hull armor's down. They're doing significant damage to the Pagoda.
But the problem is the Xanadu is also...
onto the ground.
The Xanadu's been exposed, though. Now he's taking some fire. He has to retreat, so he's not able to keep the damage onto the Pagoda, and the Pagoda rebuilds.
That's true. That is true. But they did get permahull damage on the Pagoda, and they didn't get any in return. So whatever the Rhinos doing right now, it's working. But the Xanadu's taking its armor down. The Xanadu's got to get out of there. One more shot, and it's got its armor up again. Oh, yeah, just a good solid shot. And the Xanadu would take it out. They know this. Lusty Argonian Maid going below the archway as the Gents Pagoda slips around. Waiting for the Xanadu to stick its head out again.
Oh, Pagoda taking some really nice shots here.
Oh, the Xanadu! The Xanadu's really on really low health. And it reverses back again. How many times are you going to make me raise my voice? Probably a lot. Well, they can't make me do that again, because the next time the Spire gets a barrage like that, it will die.
This Northern Fjords match brought to you by Walgreens brand Valium. Keep your highs and lows moderate, except when you're casting.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Well, Pagoda and the Lusty Argonian Maid grouped up here, going to go back to firing on the Lud. Waiting for the Xanadu to once again stick its neck out, at which point they will probably immediately start firing on it again.
So, and now I'm going to turn to the stream chat a little bit. You see, obviously a lot of people do not necessarily enjoy watching these long sniping matches as much as a maybe more exciting, short, brawly match, but although we see the Xanadu taking a lot of damage.
Oh, here we go, here we go! Oh my goodness!
Oh, he actually took whole damage! No!
Oh, come on now. I think they're just taking the piss out of me now, because I said the next time they take a barrage like that, they will die.
Well, I'm pretty sure
no.
I said that like 20 minutes ago, so...
Yeah, I mean, Xanadu cannot take any more than this. Xanadu is really on its last legs now.
But the point I was trying to make is, as a spectator, this seems pretty repetitive. It's kind of long, kind of maybe a little boring, but these sniper matches are incredibly skill intensive. To keep tracking your targets through the clouds over a 30 or 40 minute period is very strenuous. So this just shows the skill of the Gent snipers and even the Rhino snipers as well.
Oh, but the balloon's down on the Xanadu. The hull is on fire. They're popping drogue shoot as they get behind cover. Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
Oh right. I forgot, in this patch they switched the hole in the balloon position on the Spire.
Yes, that's
so it's much easier to get 2 or 3 people tanking on that hole.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for that fact, the Xanadu would be dead a few times over.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty confident.
If the captain's got a spanner, he can it's a very brisk jog down to the hull. He can just whack it, run right back to the wheel, no problem. Bob is your uncle. Oh, Xanadu taking fire again. And I think every time the Xanadu... Oh, but the Xanadu's balloon is down! I'm not going to raise my voice because he's probably just going to take cover again. Yeah, I'm not falling for your games anymore, Xanadu. I'm not going to raise my voice again. I have to save some hype for all the other matches in the tournament.
Not to mention all the other games in this set.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I hope that the Gents and the Rhinos will mutually agree not to have a sniping match next time. Maybe. Yeah, everything I guess I said about... I see your point about everything you said about Fjords, Urs. I hope you're happy. Anyway, Gents Pagoda going low. Lusty Argonian Maid flanking around. He smells blood in the water. Well, she rather, I should say. Lusty Argonian Maid.
Is a male maid still called a maid?
I don't know. I think it'd be a butler, wouldn't it? I guess it depends. It depends.
Well,
How
I think a maid and a
you
butler are two different. Like a maid is more
well,
like
they're
cleaning
two different
focused.
Things, but well, yeah. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on your definition.
Maybe it's just a housekeeper.
Yeah.
Housekeeper's like the gender neutral
groundskeeper,
term.
maybe. Yeah. grounds or housekeep. I guess we just sort of judge these things by sort of our media perceptions of them, watching Downton Abbey or whatever. Anyway, Xanadu. Oh, Xanadu's actually got a good angle on the Argonian maid here, taking down the balloon. Xanadu's taking fire as well. Oh, the Xanadu! One more shot, but it misses! Oh, it misses again! Oh my god! And the Lud coming in here! Oh my god, and the Rhino's going to manage to turn this thing around. Okay, they've got a 2-on-1 on the Argonian maid. Hopefully this will go a bit better than it did last time. The Argonian maid taking heavy damage. The armor's down. And they get a kill on the Argonian maid. It ties it up at 4-4. This is the match that will never, ever end.
And fireworks falling from the skies like Brick's tears. A beautiful multicolored display of despair.
Good God Almighty! It looks like the Lud's charging in. The Xanadu's coming along behind them, thinking, "All right, fuck it. We are not going to wait for the lusty Argonian maid to respawn and get back in the fight. We are going to go right for the Gents Pagoda. They are bored out of their minds. They're just going to go for it, or are they? I don't know. The Xanadu's staying back. The Lud's going in, but the Xanadu's staying back.
Well, I mean, they realize they have to be so careful with how little hole is left on the spire.
I guess, I mean, on one hand, the fatigue might be setting in, but on the other, I mean, they think, well, if we play for this bloody long, we may as well win.
I mean, maybe this is another situation where the Lud's just moving forward to get some spots, and let the Xanadu put out the DPS.
Yep, allowing the Xanadu to do...
You see him retreating back now.
Xanadu taking heavy damage. Oh, the Xanadu!
Oh, 3 people on the hull.
Xanadu refusing to die. This match has gone on close to an hour, I think.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yep.
Canyon ambush.
No, don't do it, Hurst. No.
It's like that scene in Dead Space where you have to get the needle. You have to get the needle into the eye without moving the eye. I don't know why it's like that, but that's the only Dead Space reference I know.
This is best of 3, right?
Best of 3. All matches today, best of 3.
I'm tempted to say no, but I can't.
Brick is enacting Brick law. It's now a best of 1. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, wait. This is now a best of 1. These are not the
Hardcastle law.
Oh, but the Lud taking heavy damage here. This could be match point as the balloon is down, the hull is down, and the Lud is still alive, but he's taking heavy damage. The Lud!
Everyone on repair on the Lud.
Oh my goodness! The Lud! Oh my god! And
He taps the terrain! Oh!
Oh my god, what a match that was. But the Gents come out the victors. Oh my goodness. Well, the Gents wanted the fight of their life, and they're gonna get it anyway.
Jeez, that spire. Just the survivability on that spire.
Oh. Yes. Tell me about it. Blame our last death on lag. Alright, Wenzel's. Alright, the match is getting started now.
Canyon ambush.
Canyon ambush, canyon ambush, canyon ambush. It takes very long. Okay, right. The loadouts. On the Thralls team, we have Bomberman!
You mean the Rhinos team?
Yes, that's what I said. I'm just going to wave my hand and change reality. Anyway, Bomberman on the Rhinos team. We have right side double Carronade and left side double Mercs with a front flare gun. On the Luds, we have a front Artemis. Oh, take a little bounce there. Just scratch the paint a little. And on the left side, we have Artemises, doubtless going for trifecta as they did in the last match. And on the right side, we as someone falls off the ship there. We have a rocket carousel, and we have a Hades. Now the lusty Argonian maid, as it goes really low. It's left side Artemis Merc, right side rocket carousel Hades, and a front Merc. And of course the indomitable Gents Pagoda, that classic Merc flak lumberjack, left sniper side and the right side Watcher carronade. And it looks to me like the the Rhinos are going straight in here. They're not gonna no spawn camping for the Rhinos. Of course, the gentlemen are going to have a tea party in the corner of the map. No doubt the water from the tea is distilled from the tears of the working class. Anyway, the Lud, Bomberman, going far around the left side, going to try and flank the Gents. Gents camp.
It's going to be pretty difficult. This is the spot they take up in the very southeast of the map, which gives them the longest possible sniping lane. And
it also makes it almost impossible. Yeah, it makes it basically impossible to flank them because they're right on the corner of the map. And yeah,
and you see the two main passages to flank on this map, right? You have the west side that the Rhinos are taking right now, and then you have the east side, which goes either through the pipe or around that rock. And you see here the blue team just has such a long sniping lane to both sides of the map there. It's going to be just so difficult to approach. And they also get to use, if the Rhinos decide to take some long-range fire on the blue team as they go in, they do have the option to also take cover behind this pipe. You see the lusty Argonian maid kind of strafing around a little bit.
Yes, indeed you do. Now, the Lud and the Bomberman, of course, taking cover. Let's have a little look at the Bomberman. It's double carronade side, so they're going to have to get real close, or they're going to be sniping with that double Merc side. I like this. It's just sort of, it's a very simple, straightforward build. Go big or go home, so to speak. Unlike the Lud, which will just be whittling you down, taking out... I guess what they're going to try and do is they're going to come in with a Lud, hopefully disable that Galleon's broadside. I'd really like to see the Lud charge in and get close with those Artemi, because then I think they could really do a number on the Gents Pagoda.
That is true. If both the Junkers... I think if both the Junkers do focus down the Galleon, they could pretty damn effectively take down those guns. It's just such a big target, and they'll be so difficult to disable. Disabling a Junker's guns from long range is pretty difficult. So in that sort of like a straight up sniping situation, the red team is probably going to have a DPS advantage once the Galleon's guns start going down. So as long as they can keep the suppressive fire on, although I'm not sure what the Rhinos are doing here. You see them kind of maybe a little indecisive, backing up a bit, not sure which way they want to come out.
I think I wonder if the Rhinos, because the Gents of course have done this before in the Anvalen conflicts. They did it against the Raft. They camped in roughly this position, and they got a victory.
That game was very close, though.
It was very close. You're right.
The Raft actually took this same path around the rest. I can't talk right now, along the west side of the map, and they actually got a pretty good engage just rushing in on the a similar setup to this one that the gents were running.
Now, yes, in terms of
But that's-
charging sniping lines, I think the Raft probably the best team out there. I mean, up there with the Wolfpack. I mean, there's a bit more nuance to the way the Raft charge sniping lines than the Wolfpack, even though they're both very successful at doing it.
I mean, the other thing that's going to be pretty difficult to do with two Junkers. The Raft had the benefit of having that Pyramidion that can close the distance very quickly. And I believe they ran the Carronade in that last game on Canyon. So they're able to take out the balloon and kind of knock out the arcs of one of the ships, which the red team can't really do.
Some smack talk going down here from the teams. Byron Cavendish saying, "You want some tea?" Nat Nasugio from the Rhinos says yes. And then Fervig goes to say, "I was hoping you'd bring it to us. You do seem like servant here to me." So insulting the lineage of the gents. Hoping perhaps the gents will move from their camping position, but it is not to be.
Oh, sir, the bloodlines are in play. It's on now.
Yes, sir versus the gents. The knighthood versus the gentry. Oh, Bomberman is kind of revealing itself here. A lot of these shots, a lot of these shells exploding short of the Bomberman, though. No, I don't think the Rhinos are gonna charge in after all. Brick.
Yeah,
sad
definitely
face.
looks
Sad
like
brick.
they. You see the Bomberman there. Looked like he wanted use the maneuverability advantage the Junker has. He's kind of dodging a lot of those shots while maintaining his own suppressive fire, which is a good strategy when you're running sniper Junkers, right? Because the Junker can change its momentum, turn its direction very quickly, where the Galleon really can't. And especially those heavy weapons do not track as well as like a Mercury or an Artemis. They go much straighter and much quicker.
I feel that Ludd could afford to get a bit closer here. I don't think those arts are going to be as effective as they, especially since the gents are actually hiding behind the pipe. Oh, this is what I was talking about earlier. You see, the gents come out of cover at the exact same time. Look at that. Look at that. They don't come out of cover one at a time. They come out at the exact same time, so they can immediately start focus firing together.
Interesting formation they're taking up here. Junker moving out a bit. Oh, looks like he's going for a flare. Ends up flaring himself.
I think they just kind of... I think they wanted to tempt the Rhinos into coming closer.
All it's going to do is just allow for more sniper fire. Although now we see that cloud disappearing, so we're going to have a lot of shots going down from both sides.
Some slightly nonsensical smack talk going down here. Rhinos are far more elegant than you'll ever realise, says Nat Nisliugo.
Well, if you're such a gentleman, wouldn't you know how to spell ballerinas? That seems
Yes,
like a
Alistair
fancy
Bain,
word you would use
yeah.
often.
Never said you're not elegant in your ballerinas. It seems like perhaps a member of the working class. A chimney sweep has snuck into the Gem team.
And of course they're on the edge of the map, so it's very difficult to get certain camera angles here. Because of invisible walls that exist for no reason.
Yes, well, it seems both these teams are just a bit too high class for brawling. Going in close range with gas mortar or carronades or some such.
Ye gassed. Ugh.
Ugh. So just go just take a bit of cover, I think, and then snipe for another hour.
Come, Niles, let's flee to the far side of the map.
Getting into Fraser territory now.
Speaking of Frasier, you know, a really good show that there's a drama recently called Boss, starring Kelsey Grammer as
I heard about
the
that.
corrupt mayor of Chicago. He gives a great performance. That show is great, but it got canceled after 2 seasons, and
Oh,
made me sad.
Oh, did they like kind of quickly resolve the story, or was it just
No,
left
it's
kind of
totally
in
open.
limbo?
It's yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
And of course,
I'm
they
not-
said, "Oh, you know, maybe we'll do like a 2-hour TV movie to wrap up the storylines," but that never happens because they are jerks.
No, they are jerks.
That's what they
Yes.
say to the fans who have pitchforks on their lawns. Guys, we are planning a 2-hour television special to wrap up the storylines. Please release my daughter from your van. I would really like her back. Thanks.
Bomberman has got into a rather odd situation here. It's kind of hard for him to kind of. If I was the gents, I would be jumping on top of Bomberman because it's very difficult. It's going to take a while for Bomberman to get back behind cover from this position.
I don't know.
what
I think
gents-
he's pretty safe.
He's trapped there. Look, he goes forward, he'll bump into something. He goes backward, he'll bump into something. Well, I guess he could kind of slide around it.
Well, you see, there's a kind of a pipe
in.
in between them sticking straight out.
Oh,
So I think if he adjusts his altitude, he'll probably throw off the shots from the pagoda at that range.
yeah, probably. Just very minute kind of positioning here. Oh god, Matt, he might have bloody discovered an exploit. He's actually firing into the pipe here.
Yeah, I think some of these you can clip through. I'm not sure which ones though.
See, the thing is, it's really annoying because there's the really big pipe here, and then there's the kind of the oil derrick the Bomberman is kind of hiding behind, and that's kind of really obscuring things. Oh my god, I think this is going to be even slower than the last game. We have a tiny, tiny sliver of permahull on the Gents Pagoda. And I mean a tiny sliver. And this match has been going on probably 10-20 minutes.
Rhinos are far more elegant than you'll ever realize. Citation needed.
I kind of want. I just like the Lud to just. I think what they could do is they could do what the Raft did, which is basically use the giant pipe for cover to zone out the Gents as they're coming in, which they could do, and maybe make a transition into the clouds or something. Just start firing with those Artemises. I'm just thinking of ways they could charge because. Let's face it, nothing is happening here. It's only a matter of time, I think, until both these teams realize this is not, no progress is being made.
I just think charging would be so disadvantageous for the Rhinos because the blue team, you know, with that strong short-range galleon side.
Well, yes, but it might be disadvantageous, but it's better than sitting here until the time limit expires with a 0-0 draw.
Well, that's true.
Someone's going to have to do something here.
But just objectively speaking, I think based on the ships and the loadouts, the Gents probably are safer with charging in. Although they're also one of the teams least likely to charge in, just based on their playstyle.
I don't know. If the Gents charged in, I mean, the Gents would be just exposing their front. They wouldn't be able to return fire. Maybe they could sneak over behind the big pipe, perhaps, and get a bit closer.
We see
Either
delusions
could.
where we see fever dreams from Rethburn in the stream chat as his insanity slowly slips away.
Oh my god. Refburn, what is he doing? Oh my goodness.
Rethburn, seek help.
Refburn is basically
I
Genesis
have
here.
these pills here. They'll probably help you. I don't know. The bottle
Once
isn't
upon a-
labeled.
Once upon a time, God was just blazing when he got the munchies. Good old Jehovah decided to go and raid Satan's fridge. Okay, I'm just going to read this because nothing is happening, fortunately.
I wonder if that Thrall game has started yet.
I hope so. What's the word on the Thrall game? Alright, this is great, great stuff by Refburn here at this point. The less sanity he has, the more entertaining he is, as always.
As is oft the case.
Okay, let's.
Pagoda's armor going down.
Oh, Pagoda's armor is down.
Losing a
All his
lot
guns
of
are
his
taken-
guns, yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. And while I was reading the I was reading the Steam chat, finally things changed. It looks like the Gents Pagoda and the Lusty Argonian Maid have taken up residence behind the big rock here, getting a slightly better position for flanking. Yeah, here we go. Both teams now have better arcs of fire on their opponents.
The gents now having moved forward to this mushroom rock.
Yes.
Maybe this is
Gents
the
Pago-
mushroom
Gents
for which
Pagoda almost looks kind of
Rethburn has
stuck there.
spoken.
Hmm.
Not sure. What do the scriptures say?
I have to ask Refburn. All right, well, the Pagoda has lost a quarter permahull. There we go. There's a turnip. Bomberman is going in, though. Bomberman's going closer. Ah, yes, Bomberman. Lay a bomb and blow up the gents with one full swoop. In fact, come to think of it, he's called Bomberman, but he doesn't have any mines. I'm kind of disappointed in that.
Bomberman is kind of a fun game.
Kind of a fun game.
I don't know. Bomberman's kind of hit or miss for me. I have to be in the right mood.
See, right. Fair enough.
Bomberman Red Challenger for the Game Boy Color. Pretty good game. Good boss
Now,
fights.
if this was the thing is, Bomberman has a capacity for bringing games like this to a swift conclusion. Like the whole map will start closing in on itself or something.
Oh, the what?
Well, I mean, like in Bomberman, if a game goes on too long, it'll be like time up, and then like the whole map will start destroying itself, and asteroids will come from the sky, and it'll just force things to resolve themselves.
Feedback at musegames.com. Send all your feature requests, including exploding stages and sky whales. Kivias loves that sort of feedback.
What do you think about some sort of mechanic for kind of hurrying things along and going, or do you? I don't know. I think it might kind of spoil the purity of it all.
I think just better balanced decisions.
Better balance, maybe. Yeah.
Right, like if you have to have like a sudden death timer, I think maybe you've just failed a bit on the balance front. I mean, that brings up other issues, like if you get one kill and then just run, until the timer expires. You know, that's pretty cheap. That's a concern. You know, timer abuse or timer scamming, as some people call it.
These two teams are just gradually getting closer to each other. Jens Pagoda's had his armor taken down quite a few times here. The only ship to have actually taken permahull damage.
Although, to be honest, I wouldn't say no to a feature that would call down the Sky Whale to eat the Pagoda at this point, so... You see that screenshot where I think it was Howard standing in front of a screen that had like a Sky Whale on it? I have not.
Oh well, it looked cool. Anyway, Jens Pagoda's all its guns taken out, the armor's down! Oh god!
Those
I'm so
Merc,
excited.
the triple Merc going to work.
Oh, there we go. Really accurately fired Mercs here. Just hitting the Jens Pagoda through that little gap. The Sirs smell blood in the water here on the Jens Pagoda. Jens Pagoda's down to half permahull now.
Yeah, and Alistair McBain's just thinking to himself, man, remember when heavy weapons repaired in half this time? Wasn't that just a great place to be a lower deck galleon gunner?
Yeah. You weren't
God,
spending half your time.
It is that
Yeah.
lower deck galleon engineer is just so annoying now. Like, you just take a Hwacha Barrage and it's like, oh, come on, guy.
If this wasn't the case, I mean, it would be very difficult for teams to charge against a galleon's
That is
broadside
true.
like this.
It's like, I just repaired all these guns and you went and just come
on.
They were so nice. Come on, dude.
Oh, Jens Pagoda's armor is down again. It's taking a bit of permahull.
It's like 36 spanner hits.
Shots hitting. Oh, the Jens Pagoda just being whistled away. Oh god, I really hope when the Jens Pagoda goes down, the Sirs just say, screw it, and just charge in. Full pelt, kerosene, moonshine, whatever. Let's have a look at what these parts actually has. S-Eve, Drogue, Kerosene Claw, Wunzals. Oh, he's an engineer. It's a engineer pilot on the Lud. Now
What?
I've seen. It's an engineer. It's
on the Junker, huh?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the Junker. Yes, Lud. Yes. Wunzals is an engineer. So yeah, we seem to be seeing more of this lately. I mean, I guess it's quite valid for matches like this, where you're spending pretty much all your time sniping. You don't have to move very rapidly. Don't have to worry about impact bumpers.
We saw he
stuff
brought
like that.
Drogue Shoot as his one pilot tool.
I guess, like in a match like this, all you need to do is just kind of
Just leave Drogue Shoot
go
on
back and
all the
forth.
time.
then hit Drogue Shoot. I think it looks to me like they're not kind of going for a thing where, like, say, they split the piloting tools between them. Everyone else has spyglasses.
Oh, and I'm
how's
dropping
that
some frames here.
How's that other match going on?
Yeah, I considered switching over to the other match, but if it had not started, but I think it already has.
It had better have started by now. I'll tell you what. Pagoda is getting whittled down. I think Pagoda has to... Oh, yep, there we go. Oh, no, never mind. Forget what I just said. I was just about to say Pagoda. I think they need to get in. They need to get in a bit closer, and they need to kind of just hit one of these ships with just a barrage of all their guns. Otherwise, those mercs are just going to slowly chip them away.
Yeah. mercs are pretty good.
Mercs are pretty good, but bloody hell does it take a long time for them to get a kill in these situations. Okay. So, how's your day been, Ez?
Well,
I think actually no, I can answer that question.
yep.
Yep. Well, the less said about that, the better, I suppose.
Have you seen any movies lately?
Seen any movies? Movies, eh? Ooh. What did I watch last night? God almighty, I hate my bloody caster amnesia. The more I've been casting, the worse my memory has gotten.
Well, it's because all the brain power is being diverted to following Mercury
yes.
shots.
Analysis. Yeah, exactly.
Analysis of these complex games.
Pause plucks for Alistair DC. Isn't that the permanent state of the batch, says Wunzels? Oh yes, last night I watched Videodrome.
Really?
Yeah. You know it? You've seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
It's got James Woods. He's kind of this magnate of this sleazy cable TV network, and there's this video that starts making him hallucinate and see like videos breathing, and like the television starts sucking him in, and he turns into a cyborg. It's really cool. It's kind of 80s kind of thing.
It's kind of like a sci-fi horror thing.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi horror, and it's surprisingly profound as well, because you've kind of got this mad professor who sort of talks about the nature of reality, and if reality is just our perception, nothing reality exists outside of perception. And he kind of talks about how sort of television in the modern world is the retina of the mind's eye and stuff like that. So it's really cool. It's a sci-fi horror, but it's also quite sort of profound, quite thought-provoking. Directed by David Cronenberg. I heard David Cronenberg directed a movie recently, and it was really crap. Cosmopolis. Does that ring a bell?
I haven't heard of that one.
Okay. Well, I heard it was really rubbish anyway. Do you have like a director like that where he just kind of he does a load of good films, and then he just thinks anything he touches turns to gold, and then he makes a crap one?
Like George Lucas?
Well, there's the most famous example.
See, that's the thing. I've up till now, I've never been that much of a movie guy. I've never gotten to the point where I'm like have favorite actors or favorite directors, or like follow specific people through their career. But I've been starting to get watching some films recently, kind of I guess brush up on my history of American cinema. I actually watched Blade Runner the other night.
Oh, cool.
Which was...
What did you think of that?
Oh, it was good. The pacing of the plot was a little weird, but it almost added kind of like a mystique to it.
Yeah, it's kind of got this otherworldly kind of sort of feel to it.
Like the environment design just holds up. I mean, that was 1982. I can't imagine what people thought back then, but it still looks great. I watched a Blu-ray of it, and it still looks great today.
Back in the 80s, it had when it was first released in theaters, it had a really shit ending, because the proper ending was too depressing. It just had a magical Disney-esque happy ending where everyone magically lives happily ever after, and that
Blade Runner
probably left us out. Yeah, Blade Runner, the original version, but the director's cut, which is probably the version you've seen and everyone else has seen at this point, of course.
See, the one I saw was the final cut.
Yeah, the one with like the sort of vaguely ambiguous ending about Deckard and
right.
Yeah, that's probably the one you saw. But back in theaters in the 80s, they had a crappy happy ending, and I think at the time that soured a lot of people on it. But now, since the director's cut came out, and sort of the whole cyberpunk sort of took off. I mean, everyone started to really see what a great film Blade Runner was. And like you said, I mean, just the design holds up so well. I mean, even watching it today, I mean, there's just there's something just sort of quite beautiful about the sort of postmodern quality of all these sort of cultures melded together into this sort of
and also the
melting
performance of the actors who played the replicants. Rucker, whatever his name is, who played the main guy. His performance is so just kind of unnerving, but also
it kind of
like he conveys so well that the replicants do not understand emotions in the same way that humans do. Just the way he displays like what looks like glee, what looks like I don't know, sadness, just in really weird situations.
At times it's almost like I mean, he's kind of a postmodern character himself, because he kind of talks about how oh, I thought you were supposed to be the good guy. Deckard, it's like he sort of at points he just kind of he says a bit mad things, almost like he's questioning the entire structure of the film, and it's like he sort of knows something we don't. It just adds to his greatness. He kind of evokes sort of Jack Nicholson in The Shining, but a more sort of sophisticated type, especially towards the end when he's ramming his head through the wall. Anyway, this has been Film Class with Brick Hardcastle and Urs. Your assignments today are to watch Videodrome and Blade Runner. Revise your cyberpunk history, people in the stream chat. And the Gens Pagoda has not taken any more permahull damage than it has since we started this conversation.
I did not move the camera during that entire conversation. I had my hands off the mouse.
My God, Refbird has basically written a novel here.
Well, yeah, it's National Novel Writing Month, so he's got to get a head start.
Maybe we should switch to the Glowwater Thralls match.
Well, it's probably over by now.
Yeah, probably all three of the games are over, and they're patiently waiting for the finals one way or the other.
I think it's... Oh, whoa. Lusty Argonian.
Oh, here we go. Ah! That's the Argonian maid going close range of the Bomberman. The Bomberman's armor is taken out. Everything's on fire on the Bomberman. The Bomberman's balloon is on fire. It's about to go down. Taking permahull damage. Oh my God, it's a miracle. Gens Pagoda perfectly placed to focus fire on the Bomberman as the Lusty and Argonian maid takes it down. Bomberman's going down. And Bomberman is dead, the first kill of the match. And Ludd is now left all alone.
Praise Fancy Moses.
Spawn. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Also of note, the Thralls have taken the first game against the Bully Boys 5-3 on the off-stream match. As I reflect on the poor decisions I've made today in choosing which matches to put on stream.
Well, I mean, it looks I really, but the Bomberman coming back in, the Ludd is doing a pretty good job of zoning out the fire from the Gents here as it sort of strafes behind this oil derrick. I mean, I really, really hope this will continue to be a kind of a close range match. I just hope the Bomberman can get
close range sniper match.
This can just be a continuous brawl. I mean, anything but what's been going on for the past half hour. Bomberman is coming in. He's in a position where he can assist his ally. Well, not really. It's going to take a little time. He's going to have to turn either those mercs or those. He's turning the carronade side.
I wish Steve was using some kerosene here. There it goes.
Yep. Eve abruptly turning to his merc side, looking to cover snipe on the Argonian maid, I believe. Oh, and maybe he's going to fire on the Pagoda, because the Pagoda is now wide in the open. It's all to play for here. The Ludd taking heavy damage, the Lusty Argonian maid's heavily disabled. As the
I mean,
Lud is
this is
bringing
a
his Artemite
situation
to
where I'd
bear.
actually like to see the Rhinos rush in and maybe Bomberman go in with that Carronade side, because you see the Lusty Argonian so far from the pagoda.
Lusty Argonian Maid's armor is down. If they rain in those Artemis shots, which they're not doing, they could get a kill.
Everything on the Argonian down, engines, guns. A lot of
Yeah,
people
it's
on repair
time,
bringing stuff back
it's time
up.
to drop the hammer here, guys, and it looks like that's what they're doing. These rockets, the Mercs hitting the Argonian Maid, taking the armor down, doing permahull damage here. The Argonian Maid didn't kill the Lud fast enough. And now he's paying the price, taking heavy damage as he tries to get behind this oil derrick. But it doesn't look like he's long for this world. Lusty Argonian Maid limping away. And he's dead. Go, Rhinos! Gore! Gore! Gore!
As Rathburn's fan fiction grows to incorporate Zill and Howard here.
Oh, God. The Gents Pagoda trying to get behind this giant pipe here, trying to zone out the fire because the Gents Pagoda is all dressed up. No destination in mind.
Why would you dress up if you had no destination in mind?
I don't know, you just want to look good. Look at yourself in the mirror, I suppose. You're just kind of a weird person. Anyway, the Gents Pagoda, all the guns are taken out. Can he get behind the Mushroom Rock before
Lusty
he gets taken
Argonian
out with
Maid
long-range
taking an
fire?
interesting position here behind the red team. I don't think he
This-
wants to be this far away from the Galleon.
This could go catastrophically wrong for the Gents here.
Let's see, what does the Maid have? Let's see. Banshee Hades on the quote-unquote close range side, so... But it's looking like he wants to go Merc Artemis. I just don't see how this is gonna go well for the Gents.
No, the lusty Argonian Maid is really in a tricky
See, the
position
pagoda's not
here.
even in. It doesn't even have arcs. It's
No.
behind the Mushroom Rock.
Pagoda just barely managed to get away from being murked to death. Lusty Argonian Maid, balloons on fire, hulls on fire, engines on fire. Isn't really anywhere for him to go. Just a matter of time, I think, before the lusty Argonian Maid topples over.
Pagoda repositioning here, I guess. Kind of see him in the foreground, strafing forward a little bit.
And the lusty Argonian Maid goes down. Rhinos, charge! Charge! Charge!
Well, I think that was more of standing in one place and watching the Lusty
Oh,
Argonian
no.
Maid impale itself on the Rhino's horn.
Okay.
It's a okay
Okay, that-
spawn for the Maid.
it's- No, this is what I'm worried about, you see, because the Gents could quite easily get back into their position behind the Mushroom Rock before the Rhinos have time. Come to think of it, though, I'm kind of rooting for the Gents, if I'm honest. As the lusty Argonian Maid goes back to its position behind the rock, taking a high altitude for some. Oh, probably just trying to augment its movement, its lateral movement, lateral vertical movement.
Well, the Mercs don't have great vertical arcs, so
No. So that's quite a good idea, right? Especially if you want to avoid the marks. Maybe pop some hydro, go high as you're moving along. And that has managed to get him back behind the rock. And now we can start talking about films again.
Films. I saw Man of Steel. Wasn't very good.
Man of Steel, yeah. I heard
New
of it.
Superman film. Iron Man 3 was pretty
Iron Man.
pretty good.
I started watching Iron Man 3, and I got kind of bored. Finished watching it. I think I might need someone else there with me to.
Well,
It's
it's
just
kind of
weird.
just like a fun movie. Like the plot doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And also
it's
some of
kinda
the funny moments in the Iron Man films are pretty funny. Like what's his face? Like, my brain
Tony
is
Stark.
not working. No, well
Tony Stark?
the actor,
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. Like he's got some real great just deadpan stuff going on.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that. Pretty good. Do you think? When do you think the superhero
Oh yeah, and Ben
movie-
Kingsley. His part is
Kingsley.
great.
Was he like the hacker bloke? I don't remember.
Hacker bloke.
Hacker
Well-
bloke.
Well, I
Search
don't.
that up on
His
IMDb.
I don't want to talk about his role in the
Yeah.
film if you haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, spoilers. When do you think America's love affair with the superhero movie and making gritty versions thereof will end, or will it ever end? Or will it just go
Well-
through... Oh wait, guys, Bomberman just went down
Huh?
there. Bloody hell!
Well, I guess you might say he stuck himself between a bomb and a hard place.
I guess so.
I guess that was
I
about
guess you
as
could-
quick as you die in Bomberman. So
Yeah. Die on your own bomb. Lud here is going to retreat back into the canyons. It looks like.
Argonian maid trying to chase him down. This is probably
Oh, this
ill-advised.
could be a mistake.
But so on that point, I don't think superhero movies have been that gritty. Really, just Batman. The others have been pretty lighthearted, very kind of like you look at a film like Iron Man. It's very very colorful. The suits are bright and orange. They're fireworks.
It's not,
and
not as bright as the 90s, though. You look at superhero movies from the 90s, it really did it was getting to comic book extra. I think, well, that kind
What-
of, if Batman...
What
Batman and
superhero
Robin-
films were in the 90s besides Batman and Robin?
Oh, it's Batman and Robin. Golly, I want to illustrate my point, but I'm kind of drawing a blank here.
I mean, I feel like superhero movies, one of the reasons they've really come into prominence is just because the special effects have gotten to a point where, animating their special powers, animating things like flight, have become much easier. And much less expensive.
That's true, but it's almost getting to a point where we're just sort of so saturated, overstimulated by these special effects. I mean, there's got to be a point where you're going to think, well, I mean, they can basically simulate anything with computer graphics now, and having good computer graphics in itself
So,
is
I mean,
not going to be very impressive.
In this last week, I watched Man of Steel, Into Darkness, Pacific Rim, and Iron Man 3. I watched so many buildings blow up, it's not even funny.
That's another thing. I think I call that what's the name of the direct Transformers? I can't remember.
Michael
I've bloody
Bay.
forgotten his name. Michael Bay syndrome.
Although the difference is these other people actually know how to direct films that are enjoyable to watch.
No, you know what the funny thing about Michael Bay movies is that a lot of the time he will make half a entertaining film and half slow motion explosions while sad music plays and you want to kill yourself. That's what I
thought the
found-
first Transformers was okay, but everyone after that has just been downhill. The first
Transformers 2, oh my god. Like I said, like a first half of it was actually some vaguely funny moments. Like it had Sam Witwicky kind of, adapting to college life and all that shit. But then when it got into the second half, where it was just all kind of military stuff and blowing up and lots
And
of
the
Chops
acting
crying,
is not
it
great
got
either.
Really boring.
Like there's
Yeah.
like you need something else. You need a number of parts to make the good movie, right? Like if you don't have a real interesting plot, then you need good dialogue, you need good acting, good effects. But you've only got one of those with Transformers. The dialogue is completely throwaway. There's nothing there. The acting is mediocre. Megan Fox, yeah, I get it. She's attractive,
He's
but
attractive.
she cannot act her way out of a paper bag. Or whoever the male lead. He's not particularly compelling either.
God damn it! I know because he was in Wall Street as well. Transformers actor. Oh, Shia LaBeouf. That's his name. Shia LaBeouf.
Blech.
He's got a funny name, does Shia LaBeouf?
LaBeouf.
Anyway, looks like Shia LaBeouf. Anyway, looks like the rhinos are about to into the lusty Argonian maid here. The clouds are confusing both the gents. I really am kind of confused at what the gent's doing here, because the gent's pagoda miles away from the lusty Argonian maid. Lusty Argonian maid. If the rhinos would just move a bit further forward, they'd be able to catch her out. Bomberman taking a long way around. Lud elect not to.
And Lusty Argonian meeting back up with Pagoda.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, that could have been a coup for the rhinos there, but the Lusty Argonian maid has managed to catch up to his ally.
And again, I think this is an instance of, you see the Lusty Argonian maid much higher vertical position from the Pagoda. Another situation where they're using the Junker to try to get spots, just try to get something they can see to shoot at. Otherwise, they would probably be holding a tighter formation. And Rhino's just very slowly creeping forward, and the Argonian maid slowly creeping away. Looks like the red team's setting up to snipe a bit more here.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Demometer in the chat saying that this game is proof that God doesn't exist. Seems a little extreme. I'm not sure if any sort of Guns of Icarus online match should necessarily call your belief system into question, but I don't know. I haven't read the Bible.
Matches.
Maybe it's written in one of the scriptures.
I have never missed Mad Maverick more in my entire life. Oh god.
Just to hear the words rampant typed in chat.
Yeah. As he just immediately charges. Oh my goodness. Spots going down on the Gents Pagoda. Gents Pagoda is in pretty damn defensible position, however. As is the Lusty Argonian maid. Oh, this is interesting. It looks like the Gents are going to try and flank the Sky Invading Rhinos from both directions.
I mean, I'll be completely honest, I'm skeptical that something in this game could be interesting at this point. Maybe.
Yes. I share this.
So what is the record for the longest best of 3 set in this game? Do you guys hold it?
I think we
from
did.
the Sky tournament?
We did. I believe the longest ever best of 3 was BFS versus Polaris, which went on for about an hour and a half.
Oh,
plus,
well,
I think.
Well, we're past 2 hours now for this set.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, well, there we go. Congratulations, the Gents and the Sky Invading Rhinos, the longest best of 3 in the history of Guns of Icarus competitive play.
Yeah, come on, guys in chat, get excited. You're part of history. You're watching history be made.
That includes the 3v3 tournament, the Hemlock Rakefer tournament. where Polaris and Zill shot at each other ineffectually for an hour before finally deciding to charge each other. Okay, looks like still a sniping match. What's the status on the other game?
I will ask.
Game 2, 2-1. Oh wait, or is it this game? Force versus bully status. Yes, Force versus bully status. Oh no. More superhero movie jokes.
Were we telling jokes? I don't think those were jokes.
That was serious analysis.
I mean, Roger Ebert was good, but he's no Brick Hardcastle.
No, not really. He was.
I shouldn't say that. Roger Ebert, God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. He didn't like video games. Well, he didn't think. He was skeptical that video games were art.
But that man, like, the one thing, if you sum up him in one word, that man loved movies. He loved films.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Just more than anyone.
Possible exception of Pauline Kael, perhaps. That was his idol, but sort of someone he another film critic he looked up to. Yeah, he loved movies. I think he sort of changed his perspective as he went on, because of course movies changed. I mean, the kind of movies like 30, 40 years ago. I mean, you look at some movies today and how violent they were, and then you switch it back 30, 40 years ago. They'd be considered torture porn or without any redeeming value or anything. And like Roger Ebert, kind of his criticism changed with the times.
Well, part of it was that he could review a movie from the perspective of who the movie was targeting. Like he could kind of had a very I don't know, broad sense in that way.
I think he was very sort of sensitive as a he got offended kind of by a movie, but it was normally the good kind of being offended, like offended that we'd have to stomach something hateful, something cliched, something like, have you seen Scully's review of the movie North, for example?
No, I don't think I've seen any of their videos together. Video stuff.
Oh, did you see more sort of read his criticism rather than?
Yeah, I've read a few of his
read it. Okay.
What the Sun Times I believe was where he reviewed for.
And it looks to me like the two teams have gotten pretty close here, too close for something not to happen. Yeah,
the Pagoda deciding to leverage its short-range galleon side here.
Oh, hydroing up! Almost getting the killing blow on the Gents Pagoda. The Gents Pagoda's barely alive. What a dodge! Hydroing, rocketing into the sky is the Gents Pagoda. Oof. Gents Pagoda was nearly dead and buried there, but now Lusty Argonian Maid is on its own. The Gents are split up. Are the Sky Invading Rhinos gonna take advantage of this fact and fold in on one of these ships? The Gents Pagoda, oh my god, firing those Watchers through all those clouds, hitting perfectly. Bomberman's shaken.
There goes the spot though, so we'll be hard pressed to do it again until we get some more visibility here. Now blue team now moving forward. Red team's kind of, I don't know, kind of setting up the repositioning here, getting ready for them to come in. Now some fire going down the Bomberman, those Hades shots. Setting the balloon on fire, but Pagoda's not really in this fight yet, and Argonian Maid's actually taking a reasonable amount of damage here. Especially those mercs take down the armor so quick. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
sweet fancy
Argonian
Moses.
Maid. Oh, lusty Argonian Maid, just torn apart by the Lud and the Bomberman.
And now if the Rhinos can identify that the
vulnerable.
Pagoda was trying to reposition now, they can catch him away from the Junker, which spawned pretty far away.
I have
It looks like they have.
There might be a third game of the cards if the Lud and the Bomberman capitalize and kill the Pagoda. The lusty Argonian is coming in, potentially tempt them into a meat grind scenario.
Well, the third game is on Duel, at least.
Well, do not underestimate the sniping capabilities on Duel.
Yeah, I know your personal experience with
Yes,
the map
personal
has been
experience.
that, but we
Said
don't
yeah.
we don't see very many conservative games on that map.
Well, I think these two teams can find a way to make it conservative.
Well, I mean, the Gents played pretty aggressively. Who was it against?
Well, after
Against
about,
Zill, I think. Or no, it was against the
kinda have to
Raft.
play. Well, the Raft kind of just basically charged, and that kind of helped things in the aggressiveness stakes. Gents Pagoda trying to fire its short-range guns on the Bomberman. It's not really being very successful, though. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now the Bomberman is where the Gents want him. He's on the short-range side of the Pagoda, being sniped by the lusty Argonian Maid. The Bomberman not taking as much damage as I would expect him to at this stage, probably because the Gents Pagoda, a lot of their guns have been taken out. Gents Pagoda's just being chipped away by... Balloon is on fire. Oh, Gents Pagoda just needs to get those short-range guns up, and they will annihilate the Bomberman. But everything on the Bomberman is taken out. All the components are down. Quatsha
Bomberman now taking down the Pagoda's balloon, though, with those double carronades, although don't manage to finish the job.
Bomberman's own balloon is out. Gents Pagoda, they need to finish off the Bomberman here before it escapes. Oh, beautiful Quatsha hits. Unfortunately, the armor was not down, though it has kept the Bomberman completely disabled. Gents Pagoda taking a lot of damage, though. Because, of course, the entire time the Lud was just raining down fire on the Pagoda, and now the Gents are one away from losing. Fight back, Gents, fight back!
I think we're gonna have a Junker chase down here. Zoom zoom. And also, it's going to depend how quickly the Pagoda can get back into position, get his broadside up to provide suppressive fire for the Argonian Maid, because otherwise the Junker's going to be taking a lot of damage here from the red team. Oh, whole armor just about to go down.
Pagoda. Oh, the Argonian Maid. Oh, just staying up.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job tanking, not taking very much permahull damage, about 20%. Lud's balloon. Lud taking a lot of fire from the Pagoda here. Good focus from the blue team. And Bomberman.
I've just gotten word that the Thralls Bullies match has ended with a Thralls victory. Sabrick. Anyway, the Lud is retreating behind the pipe here, it looks to me. Balloon's down, hull's on fire.
Yeah, Bomberman was kind of scouting out to the west a bit, trying to maybe get a new angle to fire on one of the ships, but now moving back, meeting back up with the Lud. Not sure what the Rhinos want to do here. Lud kind of pulling back after taking so much fire. I mean, most of the kills in this game for the Rhinos have just been the Gents getting kind of impatient and moving in.
Basically, yes.
Although I think with the triple mercs, I guess if the sniping Snipe Fest had continued to its conclusion, I think the Rhinos probably would have come out on top, just because the merc is so efficient at taking down that armor and chipping away at the perma-health of the ship.
Oh God. This match has now been going on for 2 hours. Well, the series has been going on for 2 hours and 30 minutes, approximately.
No, it was more like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay, 2 hours and 10 minutes.
The stream has been live for 2 hours and 20, and then there's been about 10 minutes of downtime at the beginning and in between the games. But still, possibly the longest best of 3 set in history.
It is the longest best of 3 set in history. I
And
will say that conclusively.
absolutely, if they take it to a third game here,
Which is looking quite likely. It's
They'll-
not even over yet, and it's already firmly the longest best of 3
well,
in
the thing
history.
is, like, it's not enough just to get the record. You want to lock it up for the foreseeable future. You
yeah,
want to have a
definitely.
big margin.
You want to make sure you really kind of drive it home. This is a long ass match.
Like when they put out the 2014 edition of the Guns Vickers Online Almanac, there will be no asterisk. They will make sure.
I mean, maybe it's just a nerd like me that'd be interested in that, but I'd really like some, well, like has been suggested, and
Stat tracking.
many times. Stat tracking, yes. At least for the big events like the tournaments and stuff.
Feedback at musegames.com. How about replays? I'd like some replays.
Yeah, replays would be good. It would make our lives a lot easier.
Then we could actually do like real post broadcast analysis.
Yeah, just a competitive mode.
Because the thing is, there's so like you can
time
only see
limits.
so much while the game's in progress, right? There's so many things going on. On each ship, there are 4 people doing different things. So
Yes.
having access to replays and being able to see what
Yes.
every person is doing during every situation will be such a huge boon just to the
Open up.
development of the
Yeah.
competitive metagame.
Analysis, yes, exactly. Both these teams zoning each other out with the pipe and the oil derrick, providing a lot of cover.
Yeah, so after this best of 3 set finishes up, we will see the winner of this match play against the Merry Northern Storm, who have been waiting very patiently. They're the only team who hasn't played yet today. So
You're
getting,
real troopers, Merry Northern Storm.
yeah, getting the round 1 bye. And then the winner of that
really wish it
game
was Merry Northern Storm in this match.
will play against the
USA.
Thralls. Well, Thralls who've advanced to the finals from the off-stream matches. Yeah, Sunday Rumble 13, the cursed game.
Absolutely, I can see that.
Man, to think you said that you didn't want to cast today, Brick. Look what you would have missed out on.
I know. Oh my goodness.
And if I would have had the solo cast, I mean,
You would basically be going insane at this point.
you would never hear from me again.
That'd be it.
That would be the beginning and the end of my Goyo casting career. Just in one fell swoop.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention operating on about 3 hours of sleep, so that's something to consider when writing my obituary.
Apparently, Glowwater bullies two well thought rules.
Yeah, those it was
yeah.
2-0 overall for the Thralls, but both games 5-3 and 5-4 sound like they were fairly close.
Close, hard fought. Despite them being close games.
And you'll be able to catch those on YouTube later in the week.
Yes.
YouTube.com/Community Esports.
I wish we had caught them live, but that was not to be.
Grey Knight saying in the chat, but if Urz had been casting alone, the amount of sarcasm would have been delicious. Yeah, it would have been real great, Grey Knight. That just would have been great.
Yeah, the sarcasm would have been really great.
I'm sure everyone would love that.
Oh, yeah. I reminded South Park's Sarcastible episode now. No, maybe we could dance around a little.
Argonian Maid taking some
be
damage.
friends with each other. Oh yeah, there we go. I can't forget there's a match going on here. The Argonian Maid actually.
I think I definitely
some
could
damage
forget
here.
if I just looked away for a moment.
Yes. Every shot from that Watcher and the Gents Pagoda missing. Oh, but the Gents Pagoda's armor's down! Oh, the Gents are on the back foot here. Miners are getting better of them. Miners have the number in this game. Realizing Mercs are the way to go. Defend it. Plus, the Argonian Maid seems to just be going in here. Oh, this disastrous choice for the gentleman. But no, Argonian Maid retreating.
Brick, you're siloning a bit. I feel the strain of my connection. Just, it can't handle these hour-long games. So, stream chat, how's the video quality been? It hasn't been stuttering too much, has it? I see we've dropped frames at a few different points over the last 2 hours. And I always give OBS a stern look whenever I see the dropped frame indicator going red. And I also see a little bit of actual in-game choppiness, in-game network latency, which is always annoying, but...
Oh, the Gents Pagoda's just gone right out into the open here, just balls to the wall, just saying, let's do or die here, firing on the Bomberman. Shots connecting, but not really doing a lot of damage. Lusty Argonian Maid is not implementing. As the Bomberman goes low below the pipe, Lud continues to fire with his Artemis Trifecta. Oh! Lud taking a lot of damage. Lud is almost down.
Are you eating something? Boom. And the Lud
Yes, I am.
goes down. Bomberman now in a pretty sketchy situation. He might be able to get the kill on Pagoda, though.
Oh, and Bomberman's now in trouble! The balloon's down! The Gents are bringing this thing back from the brink! You can do it, Gents! You can do it! But the Bomberman's trying to slip behind the oil derrick! He's popping his kerosene! This might give his time for his ally to come back, but the lusty Argonian Maid is close behind! And the Bomberman is hidden behind this oil derrick. He has zoned out his opponents, giving him time to recover while the Lud comes in. This next engagement may end it all, one way or the other.
Bomberman trying to back out, but the lusty Argonian Maid's gonna catch him. That path is blocked.
Oh, this is going to be a tricky situation. Does the Lud go in or doesn't he? Bomberman. I think Bomberman might be screwed here. Bomberman turning all the way around, doing a complete 180. And Bomberman, is dead. Tie swings up at 4-4, which means the Lud will have time to think, oh, let's just pull back now. But Lud is already firing its Artemis. But it's got plenty of time, plenty of space to back off.
Too many frames. Why are you all dropping? So I think after this game, I'm going to be restarting the stream, maybe dropping the bitrate down a little bit, because at some point between getting this video data from my computer to the Twitch servers, there's an issue, so I don't know, maybe it's just the length of this game is putting a strain on things. But it's also possible it's just my Wi-Fi network, which is notoriously bad, but it's what I have to make do with.
Lusty Argonian Maid well ahead of the Gents Pagoda. The Gents cannot afford to be impatient here. They must win this, or we'll be here all night.
So this is the first moment in the game where the canyon part of Canyon Ambush actually comes into play.
No, Lusty Argonian Maid's going in all by himself. What the hell is the Lusty Maid doing?
Pagoda's so far back. He's realizing this now, backing up, but
he must be kind of on autopilot here, quite literally.
I wonder, maybe he's trying to bait him in. It's possible.
It could be. He's trying to
maybe
he's
make just
him think, oh, come on,
dying. His soul is dying as this game progresses, and it's affecting his piloting ability.
That's the thing. He has to think. We have to get this next kill, or there will be a third game. You have to keep that in mind. Against Pagoda, Argonian Maid moving back. Now they are fighting Red Spawn. Not that it matters whose spawn anyone's fighting anymore, as the next kill will end it. The spawns are there's no advantage either way. Against Pagoda taking a lot of armor damage here. Jenspen's got to be careful.
People in the chat talking about game key bindings. They have map set to Q, and to that I say get on my level. That's what mouse buttons are for. How can you WASD with the map open if it's Q? Did you think about that?
I was actually thinking about the beginning of the match, and it kind of seemed like another lifetime. I was a different person back then. I was more fresh-faced and innocent. Oh, those were happy times.
So what you're saying is keep a lookout for the second edition of Notoriously Beautiful, the autobiography, the Brickless Hardcastle story written by Brick Hardcastle, published by Community Esports Publishing and available on Amazon as an ebook, $1.99. Send it to your Kindle.
And wherever good books are sold. I noticed that I see that a lot in American commercials. They say wherever good books are sold, or wherever good televisions or toasters are sold. It's kind of a bit presumptuous, isn't it? You know, saying our product's so awesome, they'll stock
this
it anywhere.
This has 25% less sugar than the leading brand.
Yeah.
But you are the leading brand. What? What? Like that's so Nesquik has, it says on their packaging, 25% less sugar than the leading brand. But isn't Nesquik the leading brand of chocolate syrup to put in milk? Am I just crazy? Is Ovaltine up there?
Yes.
I feel like Ovaltine's like a far second.
Ovaltine's making a comeback. Oh, some really long-range fire, beautifully placed on the Lud, just sneaking up from the other side of the map. The Lud's going to try and zone out the fire, but the Lud's taking a lot of fire now. The Lud's armor's almost down. Oh, but the Lud! He's trying to escape and he's taking a lot of fire! Come on, gents, you can do it! The Lud... The Pagoda doesn't want to let the Lud get away! They've got to refocus on the Bomberman now! Bomberman's armor's down. Kerosening it. He's kerosining it. This was a good engage by the gents. They did some permahull damage on both of the ships. It looks to me like the rhinos might be going into the canyons. Oh, they're trying to catch them this little pass here before Bomberman and the Lud escape. But it looks like the Bomberman and the Lud have managed to escape. They've managed to round this corner. They might be able to get a close range engage on the Argonian Maid and the Pagoda. This last engage has got to be it. Whatever happens now, this has got to be it. One way or the other.
For every engage that does not result in this game ending, I will kill one hostage.
Oh. Bomberman, where are you going? Bomberman, where are you going?
One engage.
Lud and Bomberman are running away. They're running away. But Lud took some damage. But he's going to have cover, so he should be able to escape. He should be able to escape, okay. Oh my god, the Sirs are absolutely determined to win this match at any cost. I guess both teams must just be feeling it's been so bloody long now. We want to win. We're not going to spend all this time for nothing. I think... Oh, goodness. If I didn't believe in time limits for matches before, I'm vaguely starting to reconsider my position now.
Possibly. I mean, it's sketchy. There's so many problems with the time limit.
It is
sort of difficult to
enforce. So many
problems. But Shinkarex asks in the chat, how long has this match been going on? We're at about 2.5 hours almost.
Probably a bit more than that, I'd say.
The stream has been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes, so taking out 10 minutes for the start and in between game time,
now,
I would reckon about 2.5 hours.
What's the in-game time? It's about 2 hours, isn't it? The in-game time limit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, unless you mean this specific game has been going on about an hour, like an hour 20, maybe.
So they're about 40 minutes away from the hard-coded time limit then.
God, did they really just go back to the... They're all the way over here. I look away for one moment and they're back in blue spawn. Really?
The rhinos have decided to take up the gents' position.
Yeah, this mushroom rock was looking pretty nice. Let's set up shop around here.
Stay there. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Right. Well, this game has killed any hope of community chat. Also my dreams. Thus the Argonian Maid and the Pagoda tentative here. They don't know where the rhinos are.
God, this match is going to take so long to upload to youtube.com/community esports.
You can upload an unedited version. Uncensored. Hardcore sniping action. Well, as I said
Mark
before,
Abrams is on the Galleon now. When did that happen?
Like one of their people disconnected. Mark Abrams came in to replace him. If you say anything resembling, "Oh, we better restart the game," then I will kill you.
Well...
Don't you even consider it. Mark Abrams is a Gent 2, basically.
Well, it's kind of funny because Zill asked me before we started, like, just give me a good bracket, please, because the last time the Merry Men played, they played 4 matches in a row. So this wasn't on purpose. This was random, but I mean,
well, even the Merry Men's good brackets are bad brackets, because they have to wait 3 hours before they get to play.
they just can't catch a break. That Zill guy.
You can't catch a break, Merry Men.
I guess the universe is just dead set at testing their merry disposition.
Ah, yes, the Merry Men. Yes, we're merry. Ha ha ha. Sitting here twiddling our thumbs.
As the engineers on the lusty Argonian wear out their mice, keeping everything buffed. I hope they have high quality micro switches, some type of gaming mouse with a lot of buttons. Rated for 10,000 clicks. Probably that'll come into play here.
Oh. Gin and Tonic is blaming Shink.
That's surprising. Merry Men blaming Shink.
Yes.
That seems a little, I don't know.
A little tenuous. Not sure how Shink could be responsible for this.
I mean, my theory about the whole blame Shink thing is that the Merry Men are actually a cult, and they believe Shink is their deity, like their representative from God. So all the bad
deity.
No, Zill is just Zill.
Zill's like the Pope. All right, okay.
Yeah, he's like the Pope. He's the one who instructs everyone to blame Shink.
Yeah.
You must give penance.
Oh. Oh. Read the stream chat a moment.
I've potentially made a grievous mistake of a monumentous scale by inflating Shinkarex's ego. That is what Imagine is telling me. Perhaps it was written in the scriptures of the Merry Men. I have not read said scriptures, so I wouldn't know.
Well, there's one thing. I mean, provided the hard-coded limit is 2 hours, there's a maximum of 30 hours that this game can go on for. But then again, if it does end, oh god, it'll end in a draw. Oh no! Oh god!
Oh god.
Oh god, please, gents, please get
Quick,
a kill,
we have to come up with
please.
another metric to, like a tiebreaker metric, in the event that we go
to. We need to come up. I mean, I know we sort of value competitive integrity and all that stuff, but we need to come up with some bullshit rule that means that this ends somehow.
All right. So what are you eating, Brick?
I muted myself to quickly just swallow a Kit Kat. That was it.
How many Kit Kats do you have on your person?
I can't eat all the Kit Kats. I've got kind of like a bag
answer
of 18.
the question. 18?
I've got a bag of 18.
All right,
yeah,
so
from Tesco's.
So Brick, here's what I'm thinking. You eat one by one. You eat the Kit Kats on the stream, as many as you can. And when you keel over, either from like choking, suffocation, or perhaps some type of high blood sugar, diabetes, we will count the number of Kit Kats you've eaten. If it is an even number, the Sky Invading Rhinos advance, and if it is an odd number, the Gentlemen will advance. And We'll call this the Kit Kat tiebreaker rule.
Yeah, but you can only really do it once, though. Well,
Well,
then yeah, I could keel over. I might not be dead. Just,
I mean,
just losing consciousness.
in the event that it does prove fatal, I mean, we always have Papa Paradox and Imagine for future gentleman matches.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna go through your casters pretty quickly at that rate.
Oh, I saw something. Shoot.
What? Yes, fire!
Artemis. I heard an Artemis. I think it came from the gents. They're sort of near the spawn, kinda.
Maybe they just fired because they were really bored. Icicle says he normally goes to Hare and Tortoise or Nando's. Was Icicle here at the beginning of the game? I feel like the gents have swapped out a few players. Or maybe
Well, gents is the normal, I believe he's the normal whole NG on the Galleon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to lose my marble with it. Anyway, okay. I know there's creative integrity and everything, but can we just type, "They're behind the mushroom"? Wink.
No.
Damn.
Well, that's not creative integrity, that's competitive integrity.
Well, sorry, competitive integrity. Blech.
I will not
Can't
compromise the competitive integrity of this event. I will not let the Soviets win. I will tear down this wall that divides the two teams on the opposing sides of the map. They will be united. Reagan smash.
If it wasn't for Mikhail Gorbachev, he might have blown up the world. Anyway, oh god, flaring the clouds. I don't. Oh come on, they must have seen that flare. They must have seen that flare. The gents and the sirs having a discussion about food here. This is starting to piss me off, of course, because naturally, I want to make myself a meal.
Giant Yorkshires filled with beef and onion stew. What?
Yes.
What in God's name is a Yorkshire?
Yorkshire pudding is sort of this pastry that's kind of like a crater of pastry, and it's just sort of quite thin and chewy. It's hard to describe a Yorkshire pudding.
So it's kind of like a meaty pudding.
They're kind of like a pastry bowl that you can put things in, like, you know. You say you could have a Yorkshire pudding and say sort of fill it with like a cup of gravy and dip sausages in it or whatever, and then sort of tear off the sides of it as the gravy was, I don't know, taken up or whatever. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of Yorkshire puddings.
This talk of gravy physics is getting me hungry.
It's the meta in gravy physics. How do you exploit the gravy physics? Oh.
Kalen saying that Giant Yorkshire is best Yorkshire.
Mm-hmm.
Bomberman running directly into this rock here.
The edge of the map. Beep, beep, beep. Let's try it again.
Let's see if in the second pass he can take conquest over the stationary object, and it seems he has. And again, my connection dropping frames, because...
Tonic says also switching players is reasonable. I imagine a few have died of old age during this game. Yep. Possibility. Yes, yeah, also it would have been funny if the man had basically impaled himself between the edge of the map and the rock. Okay, here we go. This is it. Oh god, this is it. Lusty Argonian Maid and the Pagoda are going. They're on a beeline here. The shots have gone down. One from the Pagoda, one from the Lusty Argonian Maid. This has got to be it here. The fire's going down on the pagoda. The lusty Argonian maid is coming in.
If there is anything holy left on this earth, on this planet, in this corporeal realm, one of these ships, please die.
Lusty Argonian maid is in really close range here. The Bomberman and the Lud are in tight formation. Are they going to focus fire the Lusty Argonian maid? It looks like they are. Both the Lud's going to his Artemis Trifecta on the Lusty Argonian maid. Lusty Argonian maid is going low.
Lud's balloon's taken out.
The Lud's balloon is down.
It's dropping me in the arc with the Lusty Argonian maid.
Oh god, this is so close. Come on, gents. The Lud.
Lud flying past the Argonian maid. Looks like he's trying to evade fire, but he's not putting any fire onto the blue junker.
Almost dead. Ah! The Lud's got out though. The Lud is the Lud's almost escaped. But the lumberjacks continue. The Lusty Argonian maid. No! 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 And the Sky Invading Rhinos have won the second game of this first match, Game A of the Sunday Rumble.
To be honest, like this is it's almost been worth it just to hear that no from you.
that
was a once in a lifetime thing.
That was some Luke Skywalker finding out his father was Darth Vader shit there. Oh, I really passionately had my heart in that exclamation of no. Okay, here. First off, on the Weasel, we have a front carronade, we have a side flamer, and a rear mine launcher. On the Rambition, on the front, we have Hades, rocket carousel. On the side, we have carronade flare. Lusty Argonian maid. Ooh, she's still lusty. The Hades, rocket carousel on the side, rocket carousel front, rocket Hades side. The Guileful Eel has a carronade front, mortar side, and mine rear. So it's a double squid match. And they still find a way to snipe all the way across the map. As the Rambition fires through a tiny crack in the ribs on the left side of the map. Looks to me like the Weasel is sneakily sneaking around the side of the map. Careful not to ram yourself. Oh, there you go. Weasel rams himself. Oh, God, into those ribs. Kerosining off. You've got to be careful when you get to that corner of the map, or it will ram you back into those ribs. Lusty Argonian maid going high altitude here, behind the clouds. Presumably looking for some sort of closer engagement. Weasel has been spotted. The slippery beast, as has the Rambition. Shots going down. Hades on the Rambition.
Looks like the Guileful Eel is sitting in wait, hoping that one of the red team ships gets a little closer so they can ambush them, but Rambition does not want to move forward. He's perfectly fine shooting these Hades across the map.
Hades from the Rambition going wide here on the Lusty Argonian maid, but the Lusty Argonian maid has a steady trajectory on the Rambition. No significant damage going on. Okay, the squid looks like the Weasel is going to lunge. Considering it, no, he's backing away. He's taking some damage.
I feel like the gents are just going to win a straight-up Hades versus Hades fight because they have a lot more experience with the weapon.
That is probably correct.
Realistically, probably nobody will kill anyone with Hades versus Hades.
No. Well, one of those squids is going to have to come in and turn the tide here. Oh, it looks like the Weasel's sneaking around the side of the map. Living up to its name. Weasel has not been spotted. The Guileful Eel heading north through the ribs. And
looks like he's going around the wreckage here.
Oh, Guileful Eel going around the wreckage while Lusty Argonian maid looks to be going beneath the ship.
Oh, I love
That
going
little
beneath
gap
the
down
ship.
there. Oh yes, this is going to be interesting.
Although he's
Very much
messed it up a little bit, just bumping the ship.
Yeah.
Or possibly my no, it's just never mind. It's just my connection.
Oh, but the weasel is going to catch him as he comes through. Guileful Eel coming around at the same time. Will it be well coordinated enough? Fire going down on the weasel.
Rambition's really high here. And he's bumping. Oh, he's taking a bump off the ribs, throwing his guns off. Although actually throwing his guns towards the squid.
Towards the squid. Oh, the Guileful Eel is charging in. It's taking a huge amount of damage here. Popping Hydro, but there's no balloon to pop Hydro with. The Guileful Eel is heading to crash into the ground. Ah, taking horrific amounts of damage with the Guileful Eel. Oh, threads the needle and flies right through the ribs, saving his own skin. As the lusty Argonian maid continues to file on the weasel. Guileful Eel took a bit of a bounce off the ground there. The weasel's armor is down. The weasel's taking heavy damage, is kerosening backwards. Can the lusty Argonian maid keep his guns on? I think he probably can.
Lusty Argonian, the only ship here who has a firing arcs. Slowly poking at the weasel, not being able to do any real damage. Although kind of, I guess, harassing the engine repairs there, setting most of them on fire. Guileful Eel kind of hanging out over here. I guess he's hiding from the Rambition.
Guileful Eel waiting for some sort of an ambush, perhaps. Oh, now the Rambition taking heavy fire from the lusty Argonian maid as the weasel tries to sneak over the top. Oh, Weasel and Rambition taking a bounce off each other. The gents need to turn around and capitalize on this, I feel. I do. Lusty Argonian maid. Oh, but the Weasel and the Rambition coming... Well, Weasel tries to go around. You can't go through that little area there. It's too slim.
The Guileful Eel trying to engage the Rambition by himself, which could work out, considering that, I mean, the high maneuverability of the squid. With proper piloting, you can evade the Pyramidian's gun arcs almost indefinitely, but the Weasel coming in to support.
That's correct.
And the Argonian maid kind of just caught out there. The Eel's taking the red team away from his ally.
Well, what the Eel can do here in this situation is try and plant one of those mines underneath the Rambition, or the Weasel as it descends. Oh, but the Weasel has caught the Guileful Eel out here. It's a 2-on-1 situation. The Rambition's about to get his gun arcs on the Guileful Eel. The Guileful Eel, everything's on fire. The hull's down. Lusty Argonian maid coming in to support, but I think the Guileful Eel is going to go down here. The Weasel continues to carronade down the Guileful Eel. The Weasel is kind of blocking his allies' gun arcs, though. The Guileful Eel is trying to stay up, trying to hydrogen, trying to get the hell out of here. But it was not to be. Everything was on fire. The Lusty Argonian maid firing down on the Weasel. But now the Lusty Argonian maid is completely isolated. Where will his allies spawn? In the right ribs. The Guileful Eel can get back in here pretty quickly before this situation gets too bad for Lusty Argonian maid.
It can get pretty bad pretty quick here if the Weasel manages to take down the Junker's balloon, though.
Yes, it will, but the Guileful Eel is almost there. It's almost got back to the Rambition. The Lusty Argonian maid's barely taken any real damage at all, but the Weasel and the Rambition. Lusty Argonian maid is a pretty good 2-on-1, it seems. The Weasel, the Weasel's taking devastating amounts of damage as the Lusty Argonian maid, the Guileful Eel rams him to block off his escape. Good piloting there on the Guileful Eel.
Now they've got a good chance to take down Rambition here if they manage to disable its balloon, although the...
Oh, but the Guileful Eel's armors went down there for a moment. The Rambition keeping its gun arcs on the Guileful Eel. Guileful Eel goes high. Oh, Guileful Eel might be time to back out of this.
Weasel getting a really good spawn here.
Lusty Argonian maid, Guileful Eel have to take their advantage that they've gained. Come back. Weasel coming in. Rambition firing on the Lusty Argonian maid. Only a few shots connecting. Oh, Lusty Argonian maid taking devastating fire here. Everything's on fire.
There goes its
Now
balloon.
the Weasel... The Weasel coming in to complement the damage, focus firing on the Lusty Argonian Maid. Lusty Argonian Maid's popping drogue shoot. Oh, but the fire is everywhere. Fire, fire, fire. The armor's down. But the Direful Eel's coming back in. He's taking the Weasel's armors down. The Weasel is trying to drop shoot, but his balloon's down. The Weasel's taking devastating amounts of damage here. The Lusty Argonian Maid's balloon is down. The Weasel's about to hit that ship, and he dies. The Lusty Argonian Maid, can he get his balloon up before he hit? He bounces. Oh, that almost takes him out, and it does. The second bounce kills the Lusty Argonian Maid, and now the Rambition is coming in on the Direful Eel. Can the Direful Eel lay a mine in its path and escape the Rambition? I think he probably can.
And I'm sitting here trying not to laugh as you say all these sentences that have weasel in them, and it just sounds amusing to me. But instead I should do some actual casting, as we see the Rambition now chasing Direful Eel into the ribs, potentially unaware of the Argonian Maid now drifting above. I mean, this is going to be a straight up 2v2 here with the Weasel coming back in as well. The Argonian Maid, I mean, in a game like this with these team compositions, no ship's really too far from the other one, because when you have a squid as your ally, they can always regroup very quickly, regardless of your positioning. Although Weasel taking a lot of damage here.
Both their hull armors down.
Oh, he took a huge tar. Everything on the ship going down.
Oh, good, well spotted there. The Weasel's been absolutely devastated. Tar used to great effect. Now the Direful Eel has the drop on the Weasel.
And the Argonian Maid
almost dead.
Oh, a lot of damage output going on the Rambition.
Oh yes, those 80s very accurate. Rambition not quite as accurate. Weasel is down. The Direful Eel blended him down into the ground. Now the Rambition, the hull's on fire, the balloon's down. The Rambition's in a hell of a lot of trouble here.
Argonian is
behind the ship.
tarring? That's weird.
He's trying to escape.
Escape from a
rather than
Pyramidion with
crippled ship.
10% health left. Our Argonian Maid hasn't taken any significant damage yet. Although,
well, that may come back
maybe
to bite
he just
them.
wanted to meet back up with his ally.
Yeah,
but again,
well,
the squid can catch up to a junker so quickly.
Exactly, especially on this map. Especially considering they were practically together anyway. The Rambition and the Weasel taking up a strategic position in the ribs here. Lusty Argonian Maid, Direful Eel.
Weasel and Rambition lying in wait at the exit of these ribs here. They know the blue team's going to come around sniffing for them, so they're just going to lie in wait.
The Gents have the advantage. I think the Gents must know they did tons of damage to the Rambition. Rambition's nose is broken and buckled.
I mean, it's possible they couldn't see through the clouds.
Possible, yeah. It might just be instincts. They probably don't play too many matches with the squid. Guns firing. Oh, a lot of those Hades went wide. Lusty Argonian Maid's taken a lot of fire. He took a lot of those rockets. They've set everything on fire.
Well, not to mention the Hades.
Oh, that too. Direful Eel popping drop shoot here. Going low, but the Weasel's got the flame on him as he goes down. The Weasel's taken a lot of damage. A lot of things on fire. Oh, now they're focus firing on the Direful Eel.
Looks like the Eel's gonna crash into the ship here. Oh,
and he
jeez.
goes down. Good switching focus there by the
Soviet-era
Rhinos.
construction.
Yes.
Cannot be matched.
Rambition firing on the Lusty Argonian Maid. Now the Weasel can easily take advantage and zip on in here.
Oh, and you see the Argonian Maid here just perilously above this post coming out of the ship. That is a really bad thing to hit if your balloon goes out.
Oh, the Rambition's taking a lot of damage though. Lusty Argonian Maid trying to take the Rambition down with it. The Direful Eel is already back. The Rambition The Rambition gets taken down. The lusty Argonian Maid was on the back foot, but he fought back and took down the Rambition, who was at a big disadvantage on Permahull. But now the Guileful Eel blending down the Weasel, and the Gents may be about to win a very hard-fought first Sunday Rumble victory as the Weasel's balloon and hull is down, trying to fight back, trying to thread the needle, trying to escape, but the lusty Argonian Maid is body blocking him. He takes a bump off the lusty Argonian Maid, but the Rambition is coming back in, and the lusty Argonian Maid is taking heavy damage. Oh, but the Weasel hits the boat, and the Gents win. The Gents win the longest best of 3 ever, and their first Sunday Rumble. Congratulations, gentlemen. Well, it was good to bookend those 2 very long sniper matches with out-and-out Squiddy Brawl. I have been Brick Hardcastle. He has been Urs. This has been the Sunday Rumble number 13.